Y'all, I am so sorry about that. StreamYard was having one hell of an issue this morning. Like, as soon as I went live, it was choppy. I tried refreshing and doing all the things to fix it, but nothing did. I refreshed 3 times, child. I just had to end it and start over. I apologize for that, y'all. I am so sorry. That was a StreamYard issue, not a Charlie issue. Paying all that damn money for StreamYard for it to do this shit to us. It's about to piss me off. Look, y'all adding all this new bullshit to StreamYard. Stop fucking it up. Don't fuck up what works good. Shit. I bet it's all these damn new updates. I bet you 100 to 1 it's all these new damn ass updates. Stop fucking up StreamYard. Shit. I don't want to have to go back to using Restream because sometimes it don't work with my guests, damn it. You know? Shit. Some bullshit. Pay almost $50 a month. It's $44, but almost $50 a month for this shit. And we have sound issues. Come on now. Come on now. Get your shit together, StreamYard. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm a little pissed off at StreamYard right now. Hey, on the sidelines. Hey, racing. Hey, beautiful people. If anybody, hey, K fam, make sure y'all know to tell folks that I had to redo a whole new live. And I wonder if my notifications will even go out now because of having to end one live and pop out a new one. You know what I'm saying? It's some bullshit. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's been happening to everybody. It's been happening to everybody. Hey, DM Show. Oh, StreamYard kicked you out yesterday and you can't get back in? The what? Well, I'm going to say with that, you should be able to refresh that with your email address. That has something to do with your email and your sign in and shit like that. What up, way up, dude? How's your titties hanging to the left, to the right, up, down? Do you have them tucked in your drawers this morning? Hey, my sassy pants. I'm so sorry to everybody that came in this morning and my shit just choppy as fuck. Fucking StreamYard was having a damn moment as soon as I went live this morning. StreamYard was like, no, mm-mm. And I tried to refresh it because that usually fixes the problem. No, ma'am, no, sir, it wasn't fixing it this morning. StreamYard. We pay a lot of money for this shit to work. Okay? I'm going to need you to get your shit together. I understand you're trying to force updates and put new things in StreamYard, but StreamYard, you fucking up other shit, okay? You fucking up the ability to be able to use it. So we gonna need you to get your shit together. Okay? Just saying. StreamYard's been having that sound issue now for about a month. Ever since they rolled out some of that new shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I could do the vertical and the horizontal at the same time. And I could reach a broader audience. But I don't like my people being in two different chats and y'all trying to say hey to each other like I'm saying hey to them and y'all can't see them. So you trying to say hey to your friend that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like doing that. Because I like it putting y'all all in one chat so y'all can talk amongst yourselves and have conversations. You know what I'm saying? As we talking about shit. Huggies, Miss Justice. That's my sassy pants. I love my sassy pants. Also, I just realized you changed your picture. I like that picture. It's a cute photo. Child, I swear to God, if StreamYard don't stop bullshitting on me, oh, I'm trying to wake up and do my live this morning, StreamYard. Why you messing up like that? Why you gotta do me like that? And they know it's early in the morning, too. Because I knew it wasn't our Wi Fi. Our Wi Fi is too damn good. We get 1 gigabyte per second. There ain't no way. On top of that, I know it's not my computer because I've got a gaming computer, right? And y'all saw how good it was running yesterday. So I knew it wasn't that. So I'm over here trying to, and then I hear everybody's having this issue with StreamYard recently. And the crazy part is when you're on StreamYard and you have guests, everybody sounds normal and good. But then the audience is telling you sound issue, it's choppy, it's something messed up. It don't sound right. Um, and it's fucking StreamYard, dude. They need to fix that shit. Trying to add new things is cool and all. I get it, but when you're messing up the main things, you know what I'm saying? Your my husband's BDS on his tab. I know, right? He's behind on his tab, Chad. Nah, I'm just kidding. Uh, tell hubby I said hi. Oh, and y'all was at a Patriot game. I like the New England Patriots. Who used to play? There was I think it was the quarterback for the New England Patriots that I used to love. See, I'm not the type of person that goes for just one single NFL team. I go for different players, right? So obviously, if there's a player that comes out of Mississippi State, I'm going to follow their career. So I'm going to like that team, right? Brady, that was it. That was Brady. Yeah. I was following Patriots because of him. He, and whatnot. But that's the way I do is like I don't follow a specific team. You know what I'm saying? I go to like I follow a bunch of different teams because of the players. Because in Mississippi we don't have a NFL team. Our closest NFL team is either you go for the Tennessee Titans or the New Orleans Saints, right? We have the New Orleans Saints and we have the Tennessee Titans. That's our closest NFL teams. Um, I would be probably closer to Titan territory, but most people go for the Saints. Um, but I go by based on like um I was never a Cowboy fan until a couple years ago when Dax Prescott became quarterback because he is from Mississippi. Was a long time cheesehead, Green Bay Packer fan because of Brett Favre. He was a Mississippi boy. Now I will say I am not and have never and will never be a Manning fan. I'm sorry, I don't like the Manning boys. I like their father, I don't like them. There's a reason why. They act like little bratty bitches, okay? They've had a silver spoon in their mouth their whole fucking life. Their daddy's the one who actually worked his ass off to have a name for himself. I do know that on the sidelines. But see, this was before we knew all that on the sidelines. This was back, what, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? This was when we were young and we didn't know at the height of his career. But I also liked the Green Bay Packers at the time because of there was a couple of players they had that I liked. Mean Green, I loved Mean Green. He was one of my favorites. Um, and then what was his name? Oh my god, I can't remember it right now. But they had some amazing defensive players that were like my favorite. I love Troy Polamalu. I've always loved Troy Polamalu. He was from the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken, Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think he did play for the Steelers, if I'm not wrong. I loved him because he was one of the best, like at doing a run, like he would run back that ball like nobody's business. I like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Um, Big Ben Roethlisberger. You gotta like Big Ben. It's one of the biggest damn quarterbacks I think I've ever seen. That's a big motherfucker. Y'all can't tell me Big Ben ain't one big motherfucker as a damn quarterback. Most quarterbacks ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? They're usually little bitty people. That's one tall big man right there, Big Ben. Yeah, I liked them because of their some of the shit that, playing wise. Never paid attention to their real life, if that makes any sense. Um, and then when I was little, now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm with G2K on the fact that I did like the 49ers when I was little, just because it had a number, and I don't even know why. And also Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is from Mississippi, if you didn't know. Um, so yeah, I had a few teams, that I liked as a kid, and I liked a lot of different ones, not because of the specific team though. So it's kind of weird how for me it switches up. I know some people are diehard for a specific team. Oh, I know you was never into football. I was as a kid because I watched football with my dad. See, our dads who are sports fanatics, a lot of us got into sports because of that. You can almost ask every person in here how they got into sports, and most of them are going to tell you because they used to watch it either with their father, their uncle, their grandpa, something. They used to watch it with somebody when they were little bitty kids. You get what I'm saying? So I bet you everybody in here can say who they watched sports with the first time and why they started loving sports. And most of the people in here are going to say somebody in their family. I know it is. We have so many great players that come out of Mississippi, but Mississippi still does not have their own NFL team. And we have actually, when it comes to college football, two of the best teams. MSU and Ole Miss. Now we have a third one. Nobody ever talks about it. Tell the truth. There are 3 universities teams, college teams in Mississippi. But when you ask everybody that knows about college football, they gonna name 2 of them. Everybody forgets the damn third one. Everybody forgets the third one. I do it all the time. Um, and I'm talking about the ones with football teams because we actually do have some that don't even have football teams. Because we have Mississippi State University, which is MSU, the University of Mississippi, and then we have University of Southern Mississippi. Okay, we also have Jackson State. We have Hinds County Community College. We have Belhaven University. We have Delta State University, Pearl River Community College, William Carey University. We have the Mississippi College, Mississippi University for Women, Millsaps College, East Central Community, North Mississippi Community, Jones College, Meridian Community, Coahoma Community College, Russ College, which is HBCIU, Campbell College, Mount Hermon Hermon Female Seminary, Wesley College, Magnolia Bible College, All Saints College, North Mississippi Community College, Itawamba Community College, East Mississippi Community. Like, we have a lot of community colleges. When I tell you, we have the University of Mississippi Medical Center, School of Dentistry, University of Mississippi Medical Center. They have a lot. We have a huge thing for, like, that. But when people think about Mississippi, the most ones that they think about are the big 3, right? Mississippi State University, University of Mississippi, and the University of Southern Miss. University of Southern Miss is always discounted, and most people think of the top 2, which is Mississippi State University and University of Mississippi, which is Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That's who most people think of. They think of the Bulldogs or the Rebs because of football, right? Because of football. Now, what's crazy is in Mississippi, we got a lot of people who are Roll Tide fans. And I'm like, this is crazy. Hey, Chris Melizzo, how you doing? It is crazy the amount of you would think football players coming out of Mississippi that we would have our own NFL team. And we do have the area to have a arena. We have plenty of arenas around here to hold the football games. You get what I'm saying? We could build a stadium for football. Don't do the Bulldogs, K fam. You and my daddy be rolling in the floor because my daddy is an MSU fan. Now, me, myself, and I'm not huge at on the collegiate level. Like, I don't watch a lot of college football. I really don't. I go more for NFL. I watch a little bit of college, but I'm more into NFL. Then we used to have actually we had the I think they were called the Mud Dogs or something like that. It was some kind of arena football thing, but then that shit shut down because every single team in that thing, they tried to start that shit. All that shit shut down in most places because it didn't. It was the thing that they tried to make famous or tried to make popular, and nobody liked arena football, so the shit went and fizzled out. And now you can only find so many teams. You know what I'm saying? I think there's like 10, 15 teams, if that. If that. I'm saying if that. But there used to be a lot more. But then it went. That's just like at one time they were talking about having female teams. Yeah, it is dumb. Well, also you got to think about it. The field is not as big. When you look at arena football versus NFL versus collegiate, that field is small. What up, Ups? How you doing this morning? Oh shit, you trying to find your teeth to get my front teeth back from that accident? Shit. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. I hope that you are doing okay though. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. But shit, accidents and losing teeth, that shit hurts. Oh, see, I ain't talking about the Georgia Bulldogs, baby. I'm talking about the Mississippi State University Bulldogs. I thought you was talking about MSU because you know MSU is Ole Miss, and hopefully you'll get the implants because that way you won't have to worry about taking the shit in and out all the time. And let you. I will say this: where that accident happened, let that heal up before you ever talk about doing that. Let that heal up good, because if not, you're gonna have some more issues. What up, crazy brat? How you doing, my love? I've always said if I get my teeth pulled, I kind of wanted them implants just because they're like just like your real teeth kind of thing, and you can chew better with them and all that shit. And I still want to eat steak. I still want to eat, things I want to eat. Um, because I love steak from my head down to my feet. But because I still got all my natural teeth but one. I had that one tooth pulled. But I swear to God, ever since I had that one tooth pulled, the tooth that's above it has been giving me fucking issues, and I never had issues before. Never had issues before. Why the fuck is it like that? Why is it like if you get one tooth pulled, the rest of your shit want to act up and act a fool? And ever since I got that bottom tooth pulled, that top tooth's been acting a fool. Like I've never had cold sensitivity in my teeth ever. You a Tennessee Volunteer fan? I know a lot of people that like the Tennessee Volunteers. Um, I was a Charlotte Hornets fan when it comes to basketball, just because. Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then my uncle was a Tar Heel fan. He was a Tar Heel fan. He used to wear that all the time. Uh oh shit! I'm stretching now. I heard. For y'all that don't know, in the beefing sector, they uh they canceled the cornbread challenge. Now I'm gonna say this: There's something been going around in the beef sector about the difference between dressing and cornbread dressing or dressing and stuffing. There is a huge difference. Do not call dressing stuffing and vice versa. Hey, sister from another mister. Hey, Creole Libra, beautiful. Um, yeah, I also hate the fact that it's showing me those damn at symbols. I hate that shit. I don't like that. Bring back my regular names. Bring back I don't know how to like I haven't figured out that there's a setting where you can do that. Because I noticed that they do that randomly in different chats. Like one time you go in a chat and it'll just be the regular names, the nicknames. Next minute you go in chat, it'll be the damn handles. I'm like, I want to go back to nicknames because y'all messing me up. I don't know who anybody else is anymore. Like, You know what I'm saying? I don't like this shit. Take me back to my regular handle, my nickname. Shit, I don't like this. I don't like it. Because I like seeing, like, Baby Shark. I like seeing his nickname. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Rex ain't no joke. I had two when I was a kid on a bus. They're no joke, and they'll give you PTSD like a motherfucker. Oh, we got to get a new collar for Bella. Okay, that's just the second time she's done that, ain't it? Remember that one time I saved her? Child, yep, we got to get her a new collar. She's had that collar for a while. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that ups. I was over there at YTC while y'all was up on the link. I don't know if she ever came back because I had to go live. If Miss Catherine ever came back, but I heard that situation over there. Um, my eyeball is itching. But anyway, um, there is a huge difference between dressing and stuffing. Stuffing is made out of 90% of the time breadcrumbs. There is a cornbread stuffing, but it's still not cornbread, if that makes sense, and it's mushy and ugh, no, no, thank you. Um, I like dressing. There's a difference. See, dressing is baked. Dressing is made from real cornbread. I like my regular dressing. I call it chicken and dressing because we put chicken in our dressing. Dressing is cornbread. You take and you bake your cornbread like you gonna make regular cornbread. Okay, like you gonna make regular cornbread, but you don't get it done all the way. You still let it be not mushy, but you be a little bit moist still. You don't let it get to the crispy crunchy that you normally would. You put that in a pan. You've already got your chicken boiled. You shred your chicken, take the skin off, take the bones out. You put the chicken in there, cut up some onions, put it in there. Now, some people do like to put celery and or I don't like celery and chicken dressing. Celery's not supposed to be in chicken and dressing. That's in stuffing. There's a difference. For some reason, people think that, but you can put peppers and stuff like that in it. But I don't do that. Just onions, and you put in boiled eggs and rube sage. Now you want to put the rube sage in, kind of mix it in a little bit, and then put your boiled eggs in, and you mix it up. Put a little bit of that chicken stock, not a whole lot. You want it moist but not sopping wet. Then you bake it in the oven. That's chicken and dressing. Oh, link definitely. Okay, hold on. I'll drop the link. I was just talking and doing like I was doing a DMSO moment. I apologize. I was looking up in my brain. But that's the way we make chicken and dressing down south. Now there's a difference between stuffing and dressing. Stuffing is what you put in the fucking chicken or in and then they have stovetop stuffing. Um and then stuffing can be baked. A lot of people don't know that, but stuffing is usually made out of breadcrumbs. So make sure it's my beauty. It is. Hey, beautiful.
Up, Miss Charlie. Yeah, I was trying to tell you that I think it depends on where you were raised versus first of all, cornbread ain't got nothing to do with stuffing or dressing. Cornbread is a totally different thing, right? Now, I think both of them start from cornbread. The difference is the cornbread is more like a hard cornbread. It don't have that sweet. Well, not everybody make their cornbread sweet, but it's a difference the type of cornbread that you make for regular cornbread than the one that you would make for dressing. I think that's the only difference between cornbread and stuffing. It has nothing
Oh,
to do
see,
with breadcrumbs.
I always
It has
make mine my regular cornbread. To agree with you, I don't make the sweet cornbread at all. I do not use yellow cornmeal mix. I do not use the Jiffy at all. But I use white cornmeal mix, sunflower brand. I'm
okay,
a
there
real
you go.
picky.
There you go. Exactly. It's all about it's like a different, like, it's not like you would make the regular cornbread, but it is start from cornbread. But some people call it just, like you said, some people put chicken in theirs. See, me and I was just taught like to do it with like my grandmother, she would do like the turkey neck bones, but you don't get enough neck bones in your turkey or even in your chicken to make enough. So you buy you use the neck bones from your either chicken or turkey, and you buy another package of neck bones and you boil it down. But if you vegetarian, but see, I do like the celery. I like the like you saute that along with some onions and garlic and all the other like you could do it vegetarian, just leave the neck bones out. But yeah, I think when people think about the box one, they started from like the breadcrumbs, but you can actually hack the box and make it like a regular dressing or stuffing. Because that's the
See,
argument. I think up north we call it stuffing, and I think down south call
y'all
it
do.
dressing.
Y'all do, cause
Yes,
my husband keeps calling it that. He from New York, and y'all New Yorkers, y'all do be calling it stuff, and I'm like, no, it's dressing. Stop calling my dressing stuff, and it's something
yeah,
different.
I go back and forth because I was raised by the south. My girl was from the south, and she called it dressing. But I'm so used to people calling it stuffing, so I was like, yeah, I go back and forth. But it's to me, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you
But
just got to know how to make a different cornbread. Yeah.
the difference to me is that what I consider stuffing is it's made out of breadcrumbs or croutons, and it's actually what you stuff the bird with, right? So it's usually like breadcrumbs or croutons, whatever you have left over, and you mix it with seasonings, and you
You do
put
that
some
with both of
onions
them,
and all
Charlie.
that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you
Uh-uh.
from the north,
I don't do
it's
it
the
with
same
cornbread, baby.
thing.
Mm-mm.
It's all but stuff. Let me tell you the real stuff, and if you're doing it from scratch, the only time I've seen people use quote unquote breadcrumbs is when they're using the box version, and then they make it their own. Like you know how they say doing a hack, right? But it's the same. It's the same process. The names is just different. We just call it two different things, but stuffing and dressing are the same thing. It just depends on your location, but it's the same thing. Nobody thinking breadcrumbs unless they use a stovetop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Miss Harmony, thank you for being a member for 6 months. And there is an update. If you know anything about the Harmony Montgomery case, there is an update that they've been trying to change bills passed and lawmakers in Massachusetts. It says, today we received this email on behalf of lawmakers in Massachusetts. We've been waiting for this progress. The Harmony Commission Senate bill is moving forward to help establish a commission to study and make recommendations related to the welfare and best interests of children in care and protection cases. This is what Jonathan and I have been fighting for all along. With
Oh,
Harmony,
congratulations. I'm
the
happy for that.
violence
Yeah.
and lack of humanity, our son Jameson didn't deserve to lose his sister, but we must do better to make sure this doesn't happen again. So basically, they passed a law to where there's going to be a committee that is over watching out for the welfare of kids in CPS. That's amazing.
That is
Like,
so beautiful. the last time I was here in China, I was discussing that because I did forget to actually go into looking about the because I don't know if you know about that thing, Charlie. Do you know about the with the federal where you could go to them about like it's like a oversee of everything? But y'all the ones that informed me that CPS wasn't included, so I'm so happy, and we need to get this on all states.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I saw what you said, Libra Butterfly, beautiful sister Chris from another Western. Everything you just named, I put in mine, except for I'm not a huge celery fan, if that makes sense.
No, I
Um,
get it. No, trust me, I get it. I don't put like my grandmother raised me with cutting up celery and a bunch of other stuff for like potato salad. I don't never put it in my potato salad,
I don't either.
but yeah, but I will put it in my stuffing because I
Now
think
I
that's
will
well.
put
Do you use
celery.
celery salt?
I
Do you use celery?
I will put it in soups, like
Okay,
celery and soups. That goes well to me. But for some reason, now in my potato salad, the way we do it is we cook. We cube up our potatoes or whatnot,
right,
boil them
right.
fork almost fork tender. Then we take mayonnaise, we take and mustard. You got to put a teaspoon of mustard in it.
Yep, you gotta have the mustard. Smart cooking. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. And we always chop up an onion in ours and even mix that up and whatnot. And you can put some
Mhm.
paprika, different seasonings depending on what you want. You could use celery salt, like she said. You could put a different. It depends on what seasonings you like. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because I don't
And
put onions in my potato salad. The the
I
the
only do
thing you're gonna
it every once in a while. I only do it, but I'll tell you what I
No, but
do.
it do taste good if you know what you're doing. I have an aunt, she puts celery, but she chops it up. So I actually have two
So
aunts, one no
fine.
transition. Yeah, she chops up the celery really fine. Like you can't even really because they chop it up so little, right? So they put the celery, they put the onion and the green and bell peppers, and I'll eat hers and I love it. But when I make mine, I put the egg. I don't put like anything other than the potato with egg. I mostly let the seasoning speak, and of
Egg,
course you
yep.
gotta have the mustard and the sweet relish. Like I used to
Oh
use
yeah, I
sweet.
forgot sweet relish instead of onions. I
Yeah,
always
I
put
used to
sweet
cut
relish.
up the
Why did
sweet.
I mess
Remember
that
the
up
sweet
this
mixed
morning?
pickles? But my cousin
Yeah.
taught me that. She's like, "Why you cutting up sweet mixed pickles? Just buy some sweet relish. Game changer. You know what I'm saying? Same
I
taste. You
just
know."
had a moment. Slap me upside the head, ups. I said onion instead of relish. Slap me, please.
Oh, okay, all right. No, you ain't gonna slap you. It's
God,
okay. It's
I'm
gonna
half
happen.
asleep this morning. Let me tell you something. Now, I'll tell you a game changer in your coleslaw. Something my mama started doing on accident. Okay, we usually just do the coleslaw. You can do it with the vinegar. You can put a little sugar in if you want. You do your cabbage and all that, right? My mama started chopping up tomatoes and putting it in hers. I'm telling you that it's a game. There's something about that acid in the
Oh
tomatoes
wow.
that sets it off. My mom. See what happened was she was making coleslaw one day and she had some tomatoes that was fixing her, right? And she said, "Well,
Okay.
shit, I'm just gonna put it in. It's not gonna hurt
Right.
that." And so she started putting it in the coleslaw. And my dad said, "You can't do it no other way now. You got to always put tomatoes in the
Oh
coleslaw."
my goodness. And you know what's crazy, Charlie? I never made coleslaw before. So that's something to look forward to. I've never actually made coleslaw.
Coleslaw is
I think
really easy to make. You just shred your cabbage, right? And now I will say up there, I've tried some of the barbecue joints y'all have. They do not make the coleslaw right. They put celery seed in it and they put vinegar. You make it with mayo, and if you can find salad dressing mayonnaise. The reason I say salad dressing mayonnaise, it's hard to find nowadays. It's got the sugar content in it for you. It's already sweetened, so you don't have to add sugar to your coleslaw.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
And so it doesn't make it overly sweet. You know what I'm saying? And you can use a little bit of vinegar. Apples, you could use regular vinegar or apple cider if you want, but you don't want to put too much because you don't want it to be too liquidy. You don't want it to be running like water. You get what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a
Right.
little bit
Yeah. It's
thick.
supposed to stick to the coating, not supposed to be dripping off. Yeah.
So some people they make it too thin, and that's not the way coleslaw is supposed to be. And but my mama started putting them damn tomatoes in there, and my dad something about the acidity of the tomatoes does so good with the coleslaw itself. And you of course season it up. Everybody knows you season everything, child. You can season it up to taste of how you like it. But it's up to you on what you put in it, what seasoning wise. Technically, a lot of people don't put too much in coleslaw. Just a little bit of celery, salt, maybe a little bit of black pepper, but not too much because technically it's supposed to be a palate cleanser.
Right. And that's how I feel about my potato salad. I like to do my I feel like if you use anything but Hellman's mayonnaise in your potato salad or macaroni salad, you're committing the cardinal sin in my opinion. But like to me, I just do the eggs, the the sweet relish, not the because there's two different type of relish. You got to have the sweet
Yeah,
ones because
you got
I used
dill
to.
and you got sweet.
Right, exactly. So I used to chop up the sweet bell peppers, but once my cousin, I will never forget because I used to always throw parties or cookouts and be late cooking and stuff. I'll be late to my funeral, which is a good thing. But my cousin was like, "What? Why are you doing that? All you have to do is buy some sweet relish. You don't have to do that." And the next time I had a cookout or a party, I did that. I'm like, there was no difference in the taste. And I don't know. Do you know who Alton Brown is?
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's not really, well, he is a chef, but his cooking shows is based on, like you say, how your mama put the tomatoes in the coleslaw and acidic this. So he basically explains stuff like that, how you can add something and change the flavor because this is going to offset this and balance that. So he teaches you the origins of food and how to mix. That's why my macaroni and cheese is the best because when he broke down the different cheeses and this and that, like I remember that lesson. It's unfortunate that they don't run his program no more. I'll be trying to find, but there is a new black guy. I forgot his name. He's kind of taking on like Alton Brown way of because he don't teach you how to cook. He teach you how to use the ingredients that you cook with. Put it like that, and that's what I
Well, I'm
always
gonna
loved
tell you
about
something. Now,
him.
my mac and cheese is off the shizane because I make it with my own homemade roux, my own homemade cheese sauce. You know what I'm saying? And I like using multiple different kind of cheeses, not just one. You know what I'm saying? Like I like having different kinds of
What your
cheese.
cheese is? What's your favorite? Because you switch it up. But what would you be your suggestion of the cheeses that you would? What's your base cheeses? Put it like
Okay,
that, and then you
so
probably build from there.
my base cheese is usually a mixture of Colby Jack, um, cheddar, and I'll use like a mozzarella or something like that. I usually have like the Colby Jack and cheddar though are mostly the main ones, and then I can add from there. Like I can add some pepper jack. I can add some you know, what's that one that I love? I can get the shred of the Sargento for the Monster and the different ones if I want to. But there've been times where I've had taco. You know the taco shred or the pizza
Yes,
shred. Child,
yes, I
I've
know what you're
used
talking
that.
about.
I've used that in mac and cheese before. It's just as good,
But can I
child.
ask you a question, Miss Charlie? When you use the pepper jack, did your mac and cheese come out spicy, or you really couldn't tell?
Well, it depends on how much you use of the pepper jack compared to the
Okay.
other cheeses. So, like if you use like let's say you use 2 cups of Colby Jack, but only a half a cup of pepper jack, you're not going to get too spicy because the other cheese is going to overpower.
Okay, okay. Yeah, somebody in your comments said he did scientific cooking. Yeah, I would agree with that. See, my basis, I was like my grandmother, she never, everybody loved my grandma macaroni and cheese, mind you, but my grandma basis was extra sharp, sharp, mild. And
Oh
I'll never
yeah.
forget, and then I went to this Spanish lady house and she did a mac and cheese. And I was going crazy with it. And she had like I guess the regular yellow cheese, but like she had these white spots of cheese all through her macaroni and cheese. I'm like, what is this? And she was like, oh, that's provolone. She said I shred everything and then I cubed the provolone. So I took that idea from her. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I always start with extra sharp. And I can't find this cheese no more. Y'all remember the extra sharp? They used to have the black label, like the black seal on that. Like they used
Yeah,
to
you
settle like,
can't. I know what you talking about. You can't find. No, you have to because they don't sell that hardly anymore
oh
unless you
yeah,
find.
it's hard to find that anymore. I remember going to my grandma. She used to send you back to the store if you didn't get that cheese. So my grandma used to send us to, but I have not seen that in the supermarket in years. But I always start with extra sharp, sharp, then mild, and then I usually do like sometimes I'll do a mustard cheese, provolone, mozzarella, whatever the case may be, and then Gouda, of course, because that's a good
Oh yeah.
melted cheese. Yeah, so like it
You
just
should add a
depends.
bunch of here's the thing, anybody can choose to have as multiple cheeses as they want. One of the reasons why I choose Colby Jack's, it's got the yellow and the white, right? So it's a mix. If you really look at
Yeah,
Colby
Nala
cheese,
loves Kobe Jack. Nala loves Kobe Jack cheese. I buy her the cheese bars to put in her lunch bags. Yeah, she loves
I
that.
gotta do
Mhm.
something right quick. Somebody stepped in the room.
I'm Mr. Frog. This is my show.
Oh,
I
I
eat the
got you.
bug.
I got you, Miss Charlie. I got you.
Frog,
Oh, my bad.
this is Frog's intro music. What up, Frog? I ain't seen you in a minute, dog.
Oh, my
I had
bad.
to I do intro music for some people like Mr. Mike Concho. I got to get the sound for him. He likes
Can
to
Uppity get
find
an
out.
intro sound too? Can Uppity get
Yeah,
an intro?
shit. Yeah,
Thank
you just
you.
got to tell
Thank
me
you.
which one, and I'll put it on my soundboard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Oh
oh,
no,
do
you.
something cute and fancy. Do something cute and fancy.
I'm gonna have to find some fancy, child, because right now it is not fancy. This is my other favorite, but this is just for me.
I'm ready to be petty today. Hallelujah!
Because we know
Yeah,
that's
we should
me.
put that on. We were talking about the difference of dressing and stuffing because child, that's been a debate all day, child. We've been debating that. But I just know it ain't got nothing to do with cornbread. I don't know why people call it cornbread. Cornbread ain't nothing to do with dressing on stuffing. That's a totally different thing.
Well, the reason so is because it's made out of cornbread, right? So, because you cook your cornbread like you normally gonna make it, and then you don't cook it all the way to where it gets crunchy. You let it be almost done, but not quite, and then you break that up into your dressing. That's what is the base of your dressing, and so that's
Yeah,
why.
I understand that, but the type of that's what I was trying to explain to you, Miss Charlie. The type of cornbread you make is not the normal cornbread you would make like just to eat. The cornbread that's made for stuffing is usually not. It wouldn't taste the same like a regular cornbread.
Yep.
That's what I was trying
See,
to
up
say. And we
north,
put the
y'all usually make. I will say this: there is a difference between northern cornbread and southern cornbread. We make a savory cornbread, right? Like the same cornbread that I make the stuffing out of. I mean, the dressing. You just made me call it stuffing. I'm gonna smack myself upside the head, child. Um, uh, uh, that's how I make my regular cornbread. I just let it cook more and let it crisp up, right? Let it get crunchy, right? I don't do the sweet cornbreads. I don't do the ones made out of yellow cornmeal mix. I don't put sugar in my cornbread. I don't do that. That's not a
Okay,
southern.
okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Somebody said the correct name for what it's called, but I guess it could be considered like savory cornbread. So yeah, I guess that's the better culinary term to use, like a savory cornbread. But in up north, from what I know, they would cook it to the like they didn't let it get they cooked it all the way through. How it would get mushy is when they add in the wet ingredients.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this: southern cornbread dressing, right? Dressing. We call it chicken and dressing. We don't even say the cornbread part. We just say chicken and dressing. If it don't come out like a brick after it sets up in the fridge, somebody didn't do it right. I'm just saying you should be able to cut that shit like a brick after it's been set in the fridge. Now, when it first comes out, it's gonna be warm. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. It's gonna be you're gonna be able to pull it out of there like, but it's not gonna be brick per se. But when you put it in the fridge and it gets cold and you reheat it, if it ain't like a brick, somebody didn't do it right. I'm just saying.
I was gonna ask you, why is your cornbread coming out like a brick? Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, I see what you're saying when you put it in the refrigerator. All right.
Oh yeah, once it solidifies in the fridge and gets, cold, you know how what I'm saying about that stuff. And how's my baby Nala doing? She doing okay?
Yeah, she's all right at school, acting out, and I'm over. Well, now the birthday gift already came, so I'm happy about that. I had I'm trying to plan for her little birthday party, and I'm trying to think whether I want to take her because in New York City, the open plays they only last like 2 hours at most, maybe two and a half you could find. But I'm thinking about whether I want to take her to Jersey to do because she hasn't been there in a while. Like after she got out of school, I'm thinking about taking her to Jersey for open play because theirs lasts till like 10 o'clock at night. I just got to check what day her birthday falls on.
Yeah. I the crazy part about my son's birthday because it falls in January and in the middle of January is that that always happens when our snowstorms come through. When you snowed in the house and you
What?
can't go nowhere. I am not joking. Do you know how many birthday parties he had that nobody could come to because we were snowed in, iced
Right.
in? And so There were one time that we had an amazing winter that year. It didn't get cold at all. We didn't have an ice storm or nothing. I got to take him to Chuck E. Cheese and stuff like that, like other kids.
Nice.
But he had quite a few birthday parties that people were able to come to. It wasn't too bad. But then we had 3 years in a row where we had snowstorms to where I'm talking about it would snow up to my kneecaps down here, which is unusual. And
Oh.
I'll tell you what I did for him. I went outside and I built him a big old snowman out the back door. And I was out there in the freezing cold, child, building him that damn snowman. But he watched that snowman every single day, look out that window at that snow.
Aw.
And then he cried when that damn snowman actually melted. I told him that he had to go back to the North Pole.
But see, that's what it's all about, knowing your child and what they will love. You know what I'm saying? Because at a certain age, they don't really know. It's more for you anything. But yeah, I like my son, he in New York City, the summers is funny. So even though his birthday is June 1st, sometimes it wouldn't be good enough for like a cookout. But I love cookouts. So I just wanted to do like, cookout things and stuff like that for his birthday. But yeah, with Nyla, like once they get to school age, I look forward to that because I'm not like I'm kind of antisocial, so I don't really got a lot of friends like that. So it's not going to be like a big thing. But I love when they have it in school. I can just send the pizza, candy bags, decorations, and I'm good. So she gonna have a
You know
party
what's
at school, but
crazy?
just for something us to do. Yeah.
Well, see, my son was homeschooled because of his
Oh yeah, I
cerebral
know
palsy.
that. I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
and
right. Yeah.
we just did his parties like usually on the weekend. Like if his birthday followed on a weekday, we'd do it on that weekend. So people working and shit. But when I was little, I couldn't have a birthday at school, even though my birthday did fall on a school day, because it was usually the first day of school or the second day of school. They won't let you. Oh, hey, misbehaving baby, I miss you so much. I just had to say, hey, we ain't seen you in forever. Also,
Hey, Miss
hey,
BA.
Portia.
Yeah, she been ghost. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I kind of got a little excited, girl. I got a little crazy.
I remember misbehaving. How you been, boo?
Uh, like people coming in, like Frog coming in, they've been missing an MIA. You know what I'm saying? I know they had to work. Also, for anybody in the chat that knows Niels Ironwolf, he's actually been busy working. That's why he's not been here. But I saw him yesterday, just to let y'all who've been asking if he's okay. I saw him yesterday, just to let y'all know. Okay, I was just letting the people know because some people know who I'm talking about. Um, she be misbehaving sometime, but she been doing her thing, Thizzle. I've been I don't I was over there and I haven't been getting her notifications. Why? I gotta go check, see if she even been going live because I ain't been getting them. I may have to turn off my notification and turn them back on. Because I hate when that
Man,
happens.
you are absolutely right about how you handle things with your son too. Because I was telling my friends about that. I was like, "Do you think I would have had a better outcome if I would have did it like Miss Charlie?" Because I was telling them how you said you, because I tell you I'm a helicopter. I just want to try, but that isn't healthy, I guess, in some aspects. Because you can't stop the world from negative things. My friends, my day ones, friends from the belly, they say, you know what, you should have did it like she did. Let him deal with the hurt at the early stages, with the dad thing. I was like, oh,
Well,
so I had to do correct myself for that.
well, I'm gonna say this: every parent chooses to do it differently, and um, Nala, at the age of when that was going on, may have not understood too. And it could have caused more behavioral issues for you. So it may be best that you did it the way that you did it, right? Because where Alex
Right.
can understand, Alex doesn't have a learning curve. He's above and beyond for his years. Like when I say this child's been reading on a collegiate level since he was like elementary school, I am not joking to you.
Wow.
His favorite book series is the H.P. Lovecraft book series, which is what most people read when they're in college, right? And he's been reading at that high level. So for him, he understood more, even though he did have, I will say, it led to more behavioral issues every time that situation popped up and I had to deal with it. Um, with Nala and whatnot, let's say she couldn't verbalize at that time her hurt, her pain. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
probably would have left you with more her fighting you and you know what I'm saying, having to deal with that because she couldn't process that pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but it was for my son. See, now the daddy don't give me that big, but he gives me
Oh yeah.
problems in terms of other things. But like as far as my son, but like I said, he has started verbalizing, but he would speak his speech was earlier because like I said, I caught that. But as far as like with him
Yeah.
and his dad, I felt like I should now that I think about because I was thinking about when you told me that like that was deep for me what you said. So I had asked my friends because they know our personal relationship, and they was like, yeah, I think it, if you would have allowed him to see certain things for himself, it probably
Wouldn't have.
his dad
Yeah.
probably couldn't manipulate him at the age he is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes I will say you have to let them go through that pain even though you don't want it. Like as a parent, we want to protect our kid from every little thing. But there's some things you got to let them experience earlier so when they get older, it won't be as rough. Like with your son's situation. I thought you were talking about Nala. My bad. Um
No, no.
uh
Remember, I was telling you I canceled my son dad like when he was about 3 years old, but he did come back like around the time of 9. But yeah, yeah. But I
but
canceled. I was like, oh, don't lie to my son, saying you're gonna pick him up when he wasn't. But I think because I had my older daughter and her dad was there, and I didn't want him to get his feelings hurt. Like, why her dad so interactive, even when he wasn't living. Like when I broke over him, that didn't break the bond with his daughter or whatever. Even though he wound up being shady to my son, but I'm just saying, like, if I would have just maybe just kept on, but I just felt like that was going to be an initial hurt. Like, damn, you're like he gonna notice it, and I didn't want my son's feelings being hurt. You're
yeah,
right.
and I do understand that as vice versa. My sister, she is my older sister, so she had I'm the blended child, right? The one that my parents had together. And she had that sitting on the front doorstep waiting on him. And my mom and dad picked up the pieces every single time. And it does feel like my mom and dad tried to make a rule with her father because my dad had the same rule. Don't treat any of the kids any different. Like if you bring one kid a gift, you have to bring all kids a gift because he had two kids by my mom and then there was me. Um, because then I would feel left out and wouldn't understand why, or vice versa. Because when he tried to make a fuss about that, my dad goes, well, I don't treat your two children any different than I do my own. When I buy her something, I buy them something. You know what I'm saying? I don't just buy for my kid and not yours.
That was the thing. And then sometimes when he would show, like, yeah, I didn't like that either because I had some people because my son was autistic, so he wasn't super like social like my daughter was. People like, oh, and then when Christmas time come, they want to come bring my daughter a gift because my son doesn't really like no matter like these people have tried to interact with him, but at that time it wasn't too much known about autism, including by me. Like this is my first time even hearing about it when my son got diagnosed, and then his father family has a history of that though, but because there's so many levels to it, they had more violent tendencies and speech issues that my son never had. So but I just didn't understand that. So when people would try to bring my daughter's gift, I would tell them, no, if you ain't got a gift for my son, you can keep that. Because my kids' Christmas tree used to be full. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to watch those Christmas stories. You see how the kids got all like it looked like the living room was full with gifts. That's how I had my older kids, right? So I'm like, they don't need your Christmas gift. You're not gonna acknowledge one child and not the other. You know what I'm saying?
Kids
Because
don't understand. If you think
right.
about it, like let's say, you have two kids sitting there and one kid gets a gift and the other one doesn't. The other one then doesn't understand why they were left out. And I was under the same like one of my brothers, baby mamas, I went to go I was trying to be an aunt and I asked her, she had my niece and then she had two kids by another man. Well, I was asking her what her other two kids want because I wasn't going to bring my niece something and leave those two kids out. Just wasn't going to do that because those kids wouldn't understand while I'm bringing this big old huge Easter basket to their sister and not bringing them nothing. They wouldn't understand. They're children. You know what I'm saying? And kids, and I guess it made her feel weird or something. Me trying to do for the other two kids also. I don't know, and her boyfriend or husband at the time didn't like it because I was trying to do for his children also. I'm like, I am under the impression that you don't leave no kid behind. No child left behind, no kid
I agree.
understands that
I
shit.
agree. Yeah, I
And
think that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
even if I'm not their aunts by blood, that doesn't mean anything to me. They're still going to be my nieces also because they're my niece's sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's her sisters. I'm not going to treat her sisters
Right. That's what I'm saying. We thinking the same way because my aunt used to tell me like you're wrong. Because my aunt used to tell me she's like, well, because my dad got 5 kids, I'm the oldest, and so she said, well, because my at one time because I was so smart at school, my aunt wanted to pay for me to go to private school, but not my siblings and stuff like that. She wanted me to move in with her and go to private school along with her kids. And my grandma said no. And she said, I never liked that your grandmother did that. She was like, I love the rest of them, but I have more of a connection with you. So don't do that to your daughter. If she want to be blessed, let her be blessed. I'm like, but she don't need that. Like, it's only toys. I can get my kids toys. Like, you're not gonna make my son feel no type of way. So yeah, and then to have his own daddy trying to do that because I'll never forget one Christmas, his dad came there with a toy for him or something when he tried to do something. Mind you, I could have hit his family up and they would have did it, but I felt like that was his job. But anyway, he came there with a toy, seeing how many toys they both had, and talking about some. He took one of the toys back because he wanted to give it to his other baby mother, not for his daughter, for the other girl that wasn't his child, because he felt like my kids had too many gifts and she couldn't afford to get her kids Christmas gift. So like I said, his father had been a narc from the start, and I should have let my son know that because her
Yeah,
daddy is helping me buy these toys. You ain't help me buy shit. So how dare you take away from your own child, you weirdo?
that is messed up. I'm gonna tell you that's something that my ex has done. He has stepkids. They're not even his children, and he does more for them than he does any of his biologicals. I've seen that happen 101 times.
Exactly. And you know what's making it worse for not my son dad? That wasn't even his stepchild. She that child and my son is the same age. She lied and said it was his child. They went and had his mother. First of all, she tried to anyway. She had a DNA child because the first child she got is his child. The girl looked just like him. But the second child, she just lied because she knew his family wasn't gonna let her go hungry or nothing like that. She's like one of those unfit moms. So anyway, after the child came out, they took both of us for a DNA test, and the other child wasn't his, but my son was, and he still treated my child like a stepchild, but the other child that he knew wasn't his and wasn't even in a relationship with the girl. So that's why I said I had no idea he liked her that much. But that's why I think sometimes as messed up as it say it is, I think it's true. Sometimes they only treat the kid according to how they feel about the mother. And mind
Oh,
you, he tricked me into pregnancy. I didn't ask him for a child. I didn't want one at
oh
that
yeah,
time.
mine baby trapped the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Uh,
he tricked me. Yeah. And people
I
don't think that's the
was
thing, Miss Charlie. You know that, right? They think women
oh
be lying.
that is a straight up thing because they'll get you thinking that they're gonna marry, you're gonna get married, and y'all gonna have this happy family, and they love you, and all this other stuff, and then they'll be trying to tell you they don't want to wear condoms because it hurts them, blah 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 blah. It's a lot of and I'm gonna tell you, they intentionally try because they know that's the only way to keep you in their mind.
That part. Yeah, he knew. Even though I was like, trust me, when I met him, I didn't have no kids, and I was living my life. You know what I'm saying? But he knew how I felt about like the A word. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah,
gonna unalive a pregnancy. That at that time I was, even though I wasn't going to church, I still was keeping like my religious things and stuff. So I felt like if I'm getting pregnant, God must want me to have a baby. But I tried my best as far as where he took the condom off without my knowledge, and that's another thing people like to do too. Because I'm like, because I used to. One day we were drinking, I got so sick, and I knew I didn't like his like the area he lived in Harlem at the time. There was no pork sandwiches. That used to piss me off. It made him happy because he doesn't eat pork, but I used to be mad. So I thought at first, I'm like, maybe because I was hungry and I wanted him getting a turkey sandwich. I'm like, maybe it was a turkey sandwich I ain't like, and I kept throwing up. I went to the doctor. They was like, surprise, you're pregnant. I'm like, what? How? Uh-uh. But you know, he's here.
and I'm gonna say this because I know you feel the same way I do. We wouldn't take back our children for nothing. But if we could
Absolutely.
change who their father was so they had a better experience in life,
Yes. Yep.
yes, we would. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Doing this for almost 18 years by myself, not by my own choice. And here's the thing. I tried to do everything I could to repair that relationship. I tried to do everything I could to be that cool baby mama that the dude don't have to, like, he still ain't been paying. You know what his child support payment is? $132 a month. That's $30 a week, and he
Wait,
refuses to
that
pay.
ain't shit.
He refuses to pay. He's 5 years behind right now, 6 years, 7 years behind right now.
Are
And
you
stuff.
serious? How
I'm-
trifling can you be?
And he had a job one time as a truck driver making $5,000 a week or more, and he was fussing about that $30 a week.
And you could have actually took him to court and got a higher rate.
Yeah, because
But
they
you-
based it off of minimum wage back in
Right.
when my son was born, which was in 2008. So they based it off of that many years ago. And minimum wage back then was $7. I think it was $7.25 an hour, or something like that, or $6 a cent something.
Yeah, it depends on where you was living, but it wasn't over $10. It wasn't nowhere near $10 at that time. Yes.
Yeah. And down here in Mississippi, I think it was $7.25 an hour was minimum wage. They based it off of that. He goes years without paying, and then he got mad one year. I'm gonna tell you what they did to his ass. The only reason he's paid up to a certain amount right now, and he would be way more behind if it wasn't for this one instance that happened. He worked as a truck driver stuff. He filed his
You could put
taxes.
him in jail. You could put him in jail.
Oh, I could put him in jail right now. But he filed his taxes, and he was like, I'm gonna get all this money back. Child, they took every fucking bit of it because that's how much he owed me. That's how much he owed me.
Yeah. I was gonna
Every
say
bit of
you're
it.
gonna get your just due in the taxes. When you owe child support and you file taxes, you'll get your just due.
And that's
And
why
you know,
he works cash jobs now, so he don't have to file taxes.
oh, grimy for real.
Yeah, I'm not.
He going through all of that.
Girl, he beat the crap out of his new wife that he had and drug her through the house and threw her out of the house because I took his taxes because he owed it to me.
Oh, so it sounds like you got away good because you know what the problem is, Charlie? He can't use you as a narc supply anymore or your son.
He tried to run around saying all kind of stuff, and then every time one of his new girlfriends would meet me, they thought that I was keeping him away from the child, right? And then they would meet me, they would sneak and get my phone number or get in contact with me through Facebook or something. And when I would talk to them, they would go, "Oh snap, he's lying about her." You know what I'm saying? She's actually trying with him. And
But at least you had real women. You had real women because some of these women, like my oldest daughter, his wife worked for the course and helped him to screw me over. And he is clearly a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like even a lawyer, because he tried to act like he gave me so much money for my daughter. No, I know that made me petty, but I don't care. Don't misrepresent yourself to me. Yeah, don't misrepresent yourself to me. So he had me thinking he had money that he didn't have. I did not know he was spending his savings to keep up with this image. But once I broke up with him, yeah, he got with a woman with more money and did me dirty, all because I didn't put him on child support. And I'm the one that even told him to pay me in money orders because I was tired of him acting like he spent amounts that he did not spend. I had to do like I was selling dinners and stuff to make sure my kids had a good Christmas and their birthday parties went off great. Now, you know what I'm saying? Some people are, oh, you don't have to do all that. I want to. That's what I want to do. Every parent has their own thing that they like to do for their children or themselves. Like everybody's into different things, but my kids are smart. They well-mannered. I want to reward them on their special days and holidays. That's just me.
No, I agree 100%. And I'm gonna say this. My son has been doing well. Yes, he had his moments, his outbreaks. And I think now that he's older, the father of my child, he regrets that decision to do what he did when he was younger. But he's kind of got to pay for that when his son finally walks up to him and, well, I ain't even going to say his son because he doesn't deserve that right. He never earned it. When he walks up to him and tells him how he really feels, because here's the thing, he knows for a fact that I tried my very best to make sure to, get that together. And the other day, child, my dad saw him and he took off running. Like every time he sees us, he takes off running. He's scared shitless of my father. And I don't know why. The only time we ever got pissed at him was one time. Because we were at a gas station, and my son was sitting there in that car. And instead of him walking over and saying, "Hey, son, how you doing?" He walked right by my son like he wasn't shit with another kid on his fucking hip.
Oh my God, are you okay? I would try to get, but I ain't gonna encourage you to be like uppity because uppity needs to be better. But when it comes to my kids, oh, I'm gonna be
Oh
petty.
no,
I'm gonna
I
try to
wanted to.
destroy your
Oh,
whole life.
oh no, and I'm gonna tell you something. The only time I ever told him he couldn't see his son was one time. I told him, and I said, "If you prove this one thing, you'll be able to see him." He was really bad on the meth at the time, and I told him, I said, "Until you clean your shit up, you're not gonna be around my son while you're on drugs. Not happening. You're not coming around tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Around my kid. Now, if
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
pass a
but
drug
that's a good
test,"
mother.
I said, "Now if
You
you can
don't know
pass a
how he
drug
gonna
test,
react
you can
on
come
meth.
around." Yeah, well, he come around when he first started coming around after we broke up. I didn't realize he was on it, and his eyes was bulged out of his fucking head. He had done lost all kind of weight. He had this shape going on about him. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, "Are you have a health problem? Something going on? What is wrong?" You know what I'm saying? And then come to find out, I
Yeah,
found about it after the fact. He got on it bad, real bad there for a while. I said, "Now when you clean up your shit and you can pass a drug test, and I will be buying one from the store," I said, "No problem." I said, "But you're not going to be doing that because that was my 3 rules. Don't come around him while drinking or on drugs. Don't lie to him. If you say something, do it. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Like, don't be a part time dad. Be there." You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing I ever said to him. That was his only ones. It was so simple.
but I'm happy your son got blessed with a good stepdad. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody can say that. I'm happy you found some like resolution for him. But like
Oh, they
that's why.
went and had Father Sunday the other day, and because Sonic came out with a new burger, they came out with a pretzel burger, and they had to go get one.
That's what's up because I've just seen a thing because I be watching. I'm not on TikTok, but I like watching the TikTok story time. And I seen this lady do a thing about how her sister abandoned all her kids for no reason, and then once her kids went to high school somewhere, some are like they graduated high school and they are entry level jobs now because high school you just starting out, and then some of the kids were a little older and they done went on to their degrees, and all the kids pooled their money together and bought their aunt that raised them a G-Wagon. And the mother tried to
Oh,
sue her in court, talking about those are her kids and she brainwashed them. How? You abandoned them and somebody else took their place. So your son is headed for great things. And I hope his father stay in the background like he been did. And because, maybe your son ain't gonna have your personality and be so forgiving. You know?
yeah,
Hey
I don't
Tracy
think
girl.
he. Hey, Miss Tracy, I really don't think he will be as super forgiving, because I know him, and my son's way bigger than his biological. My son is already 6 foot tall, and he's gonna be a big old boy, like his grandfather, because he gets his height from my dad. My
And we
dad is.
know he eating well because Charlie don't play about her son. So we know he eating well. Charlie got the dressing or stuffing down, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, like we all go through it as parents, right? Like all of us that have children or even fur babies. Hell, them fur babies sometimes be just as bad as our kids. What you time?
And people will fight you over their fur babies. I done
I'm
seen it.
sorry.
I done seen it.
Because here's the thing, like I hate when people say that people who don't have children aren't parents necessarily, because there might have been something that was out of their control. Sometimes like, or saying a woman isn't a woman because she can't have babies.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of women have problems with fertility. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be
Yeah, and some
PCOS.
women just don't want to have kids. And then, like I tell some people go the adoption route because at the end of the day, there are a lot of kids that need loving mothers. Giving birth doesn't make you a mother. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Mhm.
giving sperm doesn't make you a dad. It's the people that step in and be good people. Like I think Zahara, she says she doesn't have kids, but she got a bunch of kids that she raised, and that's what counts. You know what I'm saying? It takes a village, and sometimes when you pick up the pieces, it matters about who steps in. like like Charlie was blessed to have a stepdad that stepped in and really loved on him. Because I don't see so many people admit they was raised with a stepdad, but wouldn't be a stepdad for somebody else's child. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how the story went. But shout out, like, it doesn't matter. So I shout out to all the parents. I think you say they step up parents or whatever you call it. And
Bonus
I agree
parents.
with that.
They the parent that stepped up, and they the bonus parents. And I'm gonna tell you this, like my Mimi, I call her my Mimi. She had never was able to have her own children, but she has raised a shit ton of kids. Right? Like I got, but all my grandparents have passed away. They're no longer here. But they were never. Well, my grandmother was a little bit there, here and there, but they were here and there grandparents. But I have adopted grandparents that were amazing. Like my adopted grandma when I was little, she's my dad's best friend's mom. That was my grandmama to me though. She's passed away. Cancer sucks. This woman used to get up at the crack of dawn and make a big ass pan of damn biscuits and gravy. She made chocolate gravy because all the grandkids love it. And I'm talking about when I say she would make like two, like it looked like you were going to a restaurant, child. That's how much she cooked. But you got to think she had like, let's see, I think like 5 or 6 kids were on, or 7. She had a bunch of kids herself. I'd have to name them all off on my hand, and I don't feel like doing all that right now. And then she had like bonus kids, like my dad and other kids that would come. So she would just always have an army of kids at her house. So she was used to cooking that way.
Yeah. I was raised by my grandma. I think that's what it depends. And these are the people that make the world a better place. Because my grandmother, like I'm telling you, she's the cook for everybody, and she done transition or whatever. But it's a guy that's for my community. He's a chef right now, and he comes back to the community, and because we all grew each other, we know the housing people and stuff. Like he has a program right now where he teach little kids to cook, and he honors my grandmother. So I got. And my grandma used to tell us, because my grandma, she ain't mind a whooping. She'll tell you right now, I'm gonna get, because the kids that used to come eat at her house, my grandma said, if I ever catch y'all outside talking bad about them, I'm gonna beat y'all. She didn't say it in front of them, but she would tell us before and after they came, if I ever catch y'all trying to make fun of them, coming here for a meal, I'm gonna beat your behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she meant, and we knew she meant that too. And I'm glad she did that, because now I got so many brothers, sisters from other mothers, you know what I'm saying, and fathers, or whatever the situation. She couldn't take them in, but she could make sure they had a meal every day. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't rich. That's what I'm saying. My grandma's known for scratching a bag of potatoes and noodles and other type of stuff, and making enough to feed a lot of people, and never even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you just as much as a mother to anybody.
Yep, she was. I'm gonna tell you something. That's an amazing woman right there too, because not only did she take on the responsibility of her natural, she also took on the responsibility of any child that was in need. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know how many like kids that may have not have had a meal, and if it wasn't for her, you know what I'm saying? How many kids didn't have that love at home? You know what I'm saying? And she showed them that love, and I'm gonna tell you, those kids probably never forgot that. My dad never forgot
Nope,
that.
never. Nope, never. Yep, and these kids are successful right now. And I didn't personally like need some connections I did use and stuff like that, but my grandma also needed connection, because my grandmother raised us. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother was like 2 generations ahead, so she knew that she could not do, like, the year changes and stuff. Every generation got more stuff that maybe older people, they don't even want to know about or don't care, whatever. So my grandma always made sure we had mentors in place of like our mother that should have been there and stuff like that. So it's like a roundabout, like, just be a good person, because karma comes about, good or bad. You're gonna get it to you eventually.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I pray for all those kids out there whose mother wasn't there, that didn't have that, like you did your grandma, because my dad went through that. My mom went through that. Like, my dad had a normal childhood all the way up until he hit 13 years old, 14. First, his grandfather passed away, and my grandfather got real sick. My grandfather ended up getting diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, and he had primary progressive. Within 2 years, he was passed away. By the time my dad hit 15, my father was holding his dad in the back seat because he had to pick him up and tote him. So my dad was already 6 foot tall, 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" by the time he was 15 years old. He was a big man already. He's almost 6'5" now, and he was holding my grandfather in the back seat when he passed away. And my grandmother went off the deep end after my grandfather died. It drove her a little batshit crazy, and she went to being a ballroom whore. She got a new boyfriend within a few weeks of my grandfather's death and told my dad to get out if he went because the new dude wanted to give my dad rules. And my dad goes, "You're
Oh,
not my father."
wow.
So my dad moved out at 15 years old, went and started working. At 15 years old, quit school, started working. Um, from there, he went on to do his own job, and he didn't talk to his mom for quite a few years. Um, you know, and they ended up getting like back cool, but it was always a like a wedge between them because of that situation.
No, yeah. I told people that, Miss Charlie. I said boys are not as forgiving as girls are. They are not. I keep telling people that raise your children in general, but I think women is just in us to be more nurturing and forgiving. But boys, you got to prove yourself.
Yeah, they really do. Hey, Dragon Classy, Diamond Art. And the crazy thing about my hubby, I told him, I said, we had a fucking soul child because I swear to God, he is nothing like his sperm donor and acts everything like his bonus dad. Everything like his. Yeah,
He raised them. That's what it is, Miss Charlie. He raised them.
well,
He
even
raised them
when.
in his likeness. Hmm.
Well, no, I'm gonna say this. He didn't come in his life until he was 15, 16, something like that.
Oh
But
wow! I thought he started younger. Okay.
mm-mm. We didn't. We've been together for 6 years now. Been friends longer than that. Like he knew him since he was little, right? But he didn't get to meet him until he got some. Because I'm the type of person you ain't just meet my kid. Um, and
Same, same, same. Ain't
so
nobody coming in my house. Not a soul.
and so he the way they act though, it's like they'll say the same thing sometimes, and I'll be looking at them like they like strangely, and I just be giving them a look because they'll say the exact same thing. They're into the same damn like hobbies and shit like that most of the time. But my son be coming in talking to you about astrophysics, and you're like, huh? It go right over your head because I'm telling you, it does it to me all the time, and I'm an
No, it's
extremely
going right
brilliant
over my
person.
head too, because God know uppity ain't no. No, you know how smart you got to be to know astrophysics. Now, uppity is very intelligent, but when you get to that higher level, I'm gonna have to need a book. Okay,
Uh-huh.
thank you,
That's
thank
the
you.
way I feel, child. He made me feel stupid because I'm like highly intelligent, right? But he makes me feel like I'm a dumbass. I'm just saying. There's a point when in
But that's a
homeschooling.
beautiful thing, though. Like we want our kids to be better, and that's what I'm saying. I'm so happy, and your husband deserves all the credit because now I see what you mean by soulmates, because that is true. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, if like I said, karma comes in good ways, so you deserve all of that. You went through all of that and wound up with a good stepfather, and I'm happy for that.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. Ups, I was single for over 10. We broke up. The father of my child before my son turned 2. So we were together for 3 years. Before he turned 2, before we hit our 3 year mark, we broke up. Right before, like right, we were just fixing to hit our 3 year mark when we broke up, and I took all responsibility, did everything for my kid with no help. Every once in a while, I might get a child support payment, and I'd be like, I like right now, I don't even check it anymore because I know there's nothing gonna be on it. I'll check it every once in a while, or I'll call in to see if he's made a payment. There ain't no payment made, right? And I think it's because I've heard, I don't know, that him and his wife broke up. I don't know. They may still be together. As far as I don't really check on him like that, so I don't really know. But at one time when she was with him, he was paying for a little while, but I don't know how that situation's going, child. But things happen. Good morning, Matt. How you
And
doing?
your blessed, and he did this from homeschool, so that's even more of a blessing to like we know you intelligent. If you sat there and homeschool, and then on like you guys don't understand what it well unless you have an autistic child, you really don't even get how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? So I give you extra shout out because I don't think Nala would be as far as she is without the help of the teacher, just because of like I have like a lot of things going on, and just so I can just I use school to well, she's at school to center myself. So for somebody to just take on all that responsibility and still have the success that you have, that's a girl. I'm gonna give you your flowers. We need the program.
I'm gonna tell you how I did most of his. You're gonna laugh at me when I tell you this, but it's the goddamn truth. Do you believe it or not that Walmart actually sells the books all the way up until I think it's 8th grade now? They used to do it only all the way up till 5th. Then you can go on the school's websites and you can actually get the curriculum that they're teaching at your wherever your whatever your local school district is. You can get it off of there. Hey, thank you, Remix, for coming up. New member. How you doing? Good morning. But like,
The programs, but it's just like dealing with all the different behavioral issues and like see me, I even sitting down with Nella to get the thing because I really want to make sure she's getting it. And she don't even get homework every day, you know what I'm saying? But I do tell the teachers and so what are you doing at school with her so I can keep it up at home? So I do believe in that. But just taking on all that responsibility, no, you got to take your flowers because you could have the curriculum, but it's the patience. It's the getting through this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. It's really a lot, especially when your child is dealing with autism. People don't even understand the
well,
magnitude
Alex
of
is not
that.
autistic. He has cerebral palsy, but his cerebral palsy is all physical. Um, as like when he was little,
Oh,
he
okay, okay, okay.
yeah. If in case he ever did, he would probably be further on the Asperger's spectrum. But I don't really think he does. He is a little socially awkward because of being homeschooled. I will say that. He did go to pre-K. See, this is people don't know the story of why my son is homeschooled. He went to pre-K and they had me put him in there and whatnot. They didn't even have a disabled parking spot for me to pull into. I had to make them make one. He was supposed to have a helper because with his CP, he wore AFOs, which are braces on his legs. And if his feet came out of his braces, it would pinch his foot real bad, and it could cause problems. And so when I first day of school, I taught the teacher how to properly make sure his foot was in the braces, all that stuff. Taught her everything. He was supposed to have a helper though for that. And they never got him one. And then they claimed they lost the paperwork and didn't know he had cerebral palsy, all this other stuff, bullshit. And they left my child in that room by himself at break time when they took the other kids outside because they didn't want to have to deal with a child with cerebral palsy. He has mild CP. I caught them doing that. I caught them.
What?
There
Oh
was
my
a
God.
there was a lot of really fucked up shit that I caught. They allowed the janitor to take the kids to the bathroom to change their clothes, even though she was a female. I don't care.
Oh no. Oh no. They bugging.
They had the kids eat the same meal for 3 days in a row. It was chicken spaghetti. Every kid hates fucking chicken spaghetti. They would not allow me to pack him a snack because it would be unfair to the other kids.
What?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Couldn't
they
pack his
bugging.
lunches
Oh,
and
I would have
so
homeschooled my child too. Yeah, yeah, they bugging.
he come home thirsty as heck, hungry as heck every single day. He had a best friend when he went in there though, this little boy. He loved him to death. And that's the only reason. And he loved he had an assistant teacher. She was amazing. The regular teacher he didn't like, but the assistant teacher, he loved the ground she walked on. That's what broke my heart about taking him out. You know what I'm saying? Was because of he was gonna miss his friend, you know. Him and this little boy, I have a picture of them when they first day of pre-K. They were so cute together. And but um the way that they treated a special needs child, I said hell no. And I went up there and I was going to college at the time too. While doing all this, I checked him out and we started doing everything at home and I started buying all the booklets and all that. And so while I was going to college, I was also doing schooling for him and my grandfather was in the nursing home, so I was helping take care of him too at the same time. That was a lot.
And The nerd to call ACS on you because you want to homeschool and keep your child from that type of neglect, because that's neglect at its
Yeah,
finest.
this person on the internet decided to do that because my child was homeschooled. My child was homeschooled for a very good reason. It was because when he went to school, he couldn't walk when he came home every day. Not to mention, based on the days that he would have to go, because he went to physical therapy and occupational therapy 2 times a week. And that's not including his regular doctor's visits, his dentist, none of that other stuff. That's just therapy, right? Not including his specialist, his surgeon, all that stuff. Because he had a lot of doctors being little, because he was born extremely micro preemie, so he had a lot of doctors, right? Um, by the time that we would have gotten through his doctor's visits, he would have failed every year because of missing so much school, because of having to go through so much.
Definitely was catered to him. They were good the homeschool child. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because when you said it before, when you said like the therapy, I was thinking you meant like, because dealing with autism, whatever, like you got to go through a lot of different therapy. But that's a even serious thing. Like, yeah, these doctors not about to play around with stuff like that. Yeah,
And
and they
here's
need.
the thing, you know this
Go
as well
ahead.
as I do. When you have a lot of doctors that your kid sees, if in case you were abusive at all, one of those doctors, because they're mandated reporters, would call.
All of them. All of them.
Mhm.
And in your case is way more serious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure you had glowing reviews on your doctor's note, because they can tell not only is he educationally wise, because that could be subjective, but they're gonna see the growth. They're gonna see if you're following the orders so he can grow and with his physical therapy and all this, and like all of these. I don't think people take these factors in when they online being mad at you for whatever reason.
Well, he had a major surgery when he was 10 years old. It's called cord lengthening surgery, so that he could walk like you and me. Now he has a slight limp on one side, right, and he still has trouble doing stairs, because it affected his legs mostly for him. Affects his hands a little bit, but he didn't have to have surgery on his hands and arms, just his legs, and he still has the scars to prove it. That he had those surgeries, and those scars are they go up the backside of both of his kneecaps, from a little bit up on where uh the the thigh is, all the way down to thing, and on each ankle, the entire ankle, from the bottom of the foot to the top, above the ankle. He has scars to prove that he had those surgeries. And he went through that when he was about 8. I think it was either 8 or 10 at the time. And that he was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days with that surgery. And then he had to learn to rewalk again. See, these people don't understand, when you have a special needs child, sometimes it's not but what's best for you, and what you think is right. It's what's best for that child. And for him, that was what was best. He
Yeah,
was being
absolutely.
severely
Absolutely.
treated in that school. Bad. It was bad, girl. I was
Yeah,
about
and
ready
when
to
and when
punch
you're dealing with
somebody.
special needs, and when you're dealing with special needs, and we're not gonna act like a lot of times things don't slip through the cracks, especially if you don't got your kids in some type of high sedity private school where they scared they're gonna lose a check. These people think they can get away with anything, and they think they're doing you a favor. So she did absolutely the right thing to do.
Miss Verdita, I hope you feel better, babe. Miss Verdita's having trouble with her breathing right now. Miss Verdita, please at least like at me on the community wall or something to let me know you're okay later after you go and you get yourself checked out and you rest a little bit, just to know you're okay. Because I'm gonna be worried about you all damn day long. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be worried about you.
Yeah,
Um,
prayers to you. Prayers to you. Yeah, but I was gonna say like I didn't know the backstory like that. And like you said, people need, but see, that's why I personally don't do stuff like that. I don't give a fuck how much I don't like the person. But that's why people don't even understand the things that they doing because they mad. That's why I'm happy these laws are changing. And that's why I tell people quick, I'm gonna call the FBI on you. I don't care if nothing happened except that you are noted on a on file for the type of person you are. So that way, when the laws change, they can have a how you say evidence. This is not the first time this person has been accused of this, because usually people like that, they refuse to stop themselves. They're gonna keep going and going and going. So you gotta leave a paper trail. I'm all about a paper trail with weird ass people. Leave a paper trail, especially when you so nasty, you're gonna go at children. No, there need to be a paper trail about you. I'm
But
not.
yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. I was talking to hubby. I had to mute up for a minute. But yeah, a lot of people don't understand when you play these games. There's a possibility. You know, we talked about this the other day that you're not hurting the adult as much as you're hurting the child. Even if you're mad at somebody, it don't matter. And threatening that on a parent who is a damn good parent, first off, the case is going to be closed. That's a false report, right? But if you don't know the situation or know the person and you're just over here automatically assuming something, you're going to make an ass out of yourself. So the people who assume something bad because my child is was homeschooled, you just made an ass out of yourself, pretty much.
Right, right. Especially when she gave that backstory instead of and see how easy it was for her to answer it. You could have came to her and people are gonna say you don't even need a good lawyer to ask you these questions, but some people they are smart on their own, so they can present their argument better when they want to file paperwork on you. And the most thing to do is when people like this start something. I'm gonna give you guys a little education. Start a paper trail
Hmm.
however you can do it. Start a paper trail. It doesn't matter who the person is, especially when you got these people that if they're anonymous or not, like you know what I'm saying, start a paper trail. They because IP addresses are easily traceable and
Save
certain things.
videos. It's what I've done. I've
Save
got
videos, screen record everything, save videos, and IP address can easily be found. I'm telling you, when I was in the Black women sector, how Nala even got introduced to the YouTube is it had nothing to even do with the B sector. Actually, it was a girl I was trying to help, and she was trying, and I wasn't even going to blow her up. It was a girl trying to pretend like she was a part of like the dating white men, but she never even had a white man. And I actually knew that she was actually into light-skinned black men. And I actually helped her start her page. She was getting like 1K in her chat and she let it go to her head. But what she didn't realize about the Black women sector, even though they was like biracial dating, they didn't hate black kids. So she sat there and tried to call my daughter all type of R words and all
oh
type
hell
of
no.
weird stuff. When I tell you, I shout out to the Black women sector. They got her whole IP address blocked. Only thing I had to do was upload all our text messages, and only thing I tried to do was help this girl stop calling my phone all day because I'm not obsessed over black men as you are. I don't care who people want to date. That's not my business. Only thing I care about is if you dating my man or my kids. I really anything else is not my goddamn business. You ain't got nothing to do with me. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
But
But yeah,
no,
shout out to
I, I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry,
say
go ahead.
this: like bothering uppity when they bother your child. Here's my thing: you can tell that you love your child very, very, very much. She may be a little spoiled, but
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I ain't worried about no calls. They gonna
but
see that she's spoiled. Yeah.
but you know, it's here's the thing. Let's say they did get a hair up their butt and they removed your child from your presence and put her in a very dangerous situation with people she don't know. First off, she's nonverbal in a lot of ways, right? And she's doing
Correct.
better. She's
Charlie, do you
doing
know
better,
how ham I'm gonna go? If ACS ever tried it, I'm gonna go ham on them. That's why. Remember, I used to say your case got closed immediately. They didn't want to close mine because the people in my building and the people online. So that's why I swear to God, doctors are so important and keep up with your doctors. Nala main primary doctors is a Jewish hospital. They not about to play with y'all. They know Nyla very well, and you're not about to have a bigger word than her doctors and teachers. Sorry,
yeah, it's like here's the thing. What if they did take her away, right? And let's say they put her in one of those group homes with her being
we're not gonna
nonverbal.
put that negative here. I know what you're saying, but
Oh
no,
no.
it would never happen. But go ahead.
Like what if she got in a situation that she got hurt, she got injured, she got unalived, and how would these people feel knowing they did that? They took her from a situation with a loving mother and put her in a situation where, you know, like that. Because how many kids, and this is just what I've been saying, have we seen in these true crime cases where kids get taken from loving homes and get put in these situations,
You
but then we see these kids that are really abused, they don't do nothing about it.
and Miss Charlie, you're right, but that's why I'm so happy y'all bringing awareness And I'm so happy that law got passed there, because I'm in New York City. They've been flirting with it, but they have not went there yet, right? So I'm so happy for people like you bringing awareness to it. And sometimes it takes like going through your own thing, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, like I said, I just came from places where people were being mistreated. They like people stepped up and helped out. But it seemed like the most people talking crazy and trying to put your kids in ACS care, they don't even give your kids a compliment. They don't say nothing positive, but anything negative they think they could jump on, they trying to take your kids away from there. And I think more people like that need to be pointed out online so you can see where their true intentions lie. They don't give a fuck about these kids. They don't, majority of them
They're
give a fuck about their own kids.
they're trying to hurt that adult, but they don't realize is they're not hurting the adult as much as they're hurting the child, right? And if you are a person who even gives one iota about a kid, about a child, right? You're not going to try to place them in a harmful situation.
Yeah.
You can also give
Right.
kids
Now it's nonverbal.
PTSD.
She could get touched in a place like that, and she can't even talk about it. She's just gonna react, and they're gonna blame it on her autism. Like,
Hmm.
stop.
Like there's so much that goes on in the system. And do we have amazing CPS workers? Yes, but we also have bad ones. Just like you have good cops and you have bad cops. Just like in any situation, you have good people and you have bad people, and that's in every situation in the world. Whether it be whether we're talking about race, color, creed, religion, right? You have good Christians, you have bad Christians, you have good white folk, you have bad white folk. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. It's every single person's. You have good people and like LGBTQ. You have good LGBTQ people. You have bad LGBTQ. It's every single. There's always going to be bad apples, right? Because you can't have good without bad. But on this internet shit, some people take it
Yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
seriously. They're calling cops on people. This shit that's going down in the beef sector right now with the
Right.
shit
It's
with Bree,
disgusting.
I'm sorry, I used to like M Bernadette, but this shit's making me where I don't even want to go around her because here's the thing. You're in the beef sector. You're supposed to go back and forth. It is a roast and gag. If your feelings get hurt or you get live roasted, why the fuck are you suing for it? This is the beef sector. If you cannot handle the heat, stay the fuck out the kitchen. Sorry.
And I'm glad you mentioned her, because I meant to get on YouTube cameras the other day about that. And Bernadette has went on a. I got a screenshot. She tried to lie about it, because bitch, if you ever, and I don't like computer back or her. I don't. To be honest, I don't care what happened with that case. But M Bernadette had got dissed by King Roman News. Didn't say a word. But when something came about being my child, she talking about God put it on her heart. No, God did not do that shit. Your clout chasing did. Your clout chasing did. So I think M. Bernadette is mad about the fact that she done kissed all this ass and can't get no respect. And then she goes on and her let me tell you why her lawsuit ain't gonna go nowhere. Her and another weird bitch from another sector, they went over there bragging about um dating dating drug dealers, knowing how to make crack that they sold to their own people for poison. Like, girl, are you doing this for content? Because that conversation you had on YouTube cameras when the whole chat was uncomfortable, which I bragging about dealing with men that sold your people poison. That's the real reason why a lot of these kids was taken into ACS kids, because their parents was addicted to crack and stuff like that. Like, it's not a good look for you. It looked like a content thing, and these women are 60 plus. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, saying that not knowing the difference between what crack and cocaine is also a problem.
The
She kept
facts. I wasn't gonna get into
she
that, but I'm
kept
gonna let you do because
she
you got.
kept saying she kept saying that they were not the same. They're not the same. That is true, but she kept trying to talk about the coca plant. The coca plant is natural, but even cocaine itself is not natural. Okay. Yes, it is. They take the plant and they cook it and they make the powder out of it. But there could be stuff cut into. There's a lot of cocaine that is cut with other things like baking soda, baking powder, shit like that. It's not 100% from the plant. Okay. A lot of people think it is, and then you take coke and you put it in some kind of chemical that makes crack. It's a derivative. It's literally like all you do is that's how they found out because you could take and cut the cocaine more, put it in this chemical, right, and it would cook and it would do the same thing, right? It would make you it for cheaper, correct? That's why and what
Right,
how crack
right.
was
This is
made.
the cheaper version, but they both cut because if you do raw coke, you gonna be up out of here. You're gonna be up out of here. You can't do no raw. But weed is actually natural, so it is what it is. And these are and not only that, they bragging about dealing with drug dealers. Meanwhile, now the daddy is just a mechanic. And you mad at me for being a stay at home. Now the daddy ain't poisoning none of y'all. All he doing is fixing y'all cars. That's it and all.
Well, even let's say I have been around the street life, right? I've been around it because of where I grew up. And anybody that's even ever been a part of it will tell you there's only three ways you end up being a part of that: jail, death, and you're lucky if you get the third one, which is the out. Very rare do you get that third option.
What's the
Usually
third
it's the
out?
first.
What's the third option? Can you
Well,
expound on that?
the first option is you go to jail. Second option is death, and the third is you actually get out of the game. But that third option is very rare. It's very rare. Most people don't get out, but some people do get out of the street life, right? Some people do move on and move forward from the street life. They only did it a little bit as a youngling, and then when they got older, they got lucky, moved away, something like that, got out of the street life. But that is a very rare instance.
Yeah, they got to do it a little bit though. I'm glad you said a little bit. They better do it a little bit.
Yeah, because when you get so high up in the street life, you ain't just a corner boy no more. You ain't it ain't really even if you get out, there always gonna be somebody coming and gunning for you. Always.
Right.
Um,
And we got to acknowledge some of the people in all communities that seen it and they went on the right side. There are some people that joined, like my dad was under Khalid Muhammad, and he started out as a corner boy, but he thought about it. He was like, I ain't doing this. And my dad became a soldier for Khalid Muhammad, doing the right thing. And they
See,
was talking about Harlem.
my daddy did it too, girl. My daddy did it too. He was a part of the
Right?
Crip. My daddy was a Crip, baby. They called them the Project Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my daddy got out that shit as soon as he had kids. Just saying,
Thank
like,
you. Thank you. As soon as I was born, my daddy was done with it. You know what I'm saying? Done. But like I said, people and they was talking about Harlem, and that's why I ain't like. They were trying to give this image like, oh, Harlem was known for that. Well, I don't know what they was known for. I don't know about them being known for crack, but I do know Harlem is like the black Mecca. A lot of these people, they came in there with the music, the blues, the jazz. Like Harlem has so many turning points, but crack was never at the forefront of why Harlem is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because Harlem also had a lot of revolutionary things. Like I said, my daddy started out as a corner boy, but because Harlem was the Mecca of black soldiers from so many different things. My daddy left that life immediately, especially when I was born, and he became a soldier for Khalid Muhammad, and he started knocking out drug dealers versus dealing drugs.
well, if you know anything about how the actual the real the gang started, right? They did not start for the drug game. That is not how they started. Most of they started as community leaders. They started trying to change the communities. Drugs didn't. They came in
True,
after the
she's
fact,
not lying. True.
and so a lot of people don't know that. That's how most of the gangs started. And then when the drug epidemic came in, they started realizing that was a lucrative way to make money, and it changed. Even back when I was a kid, back in the day, you could probably remember walking around. There's gangs out there, but women and children were off limits. They didn't even mess with the dude if he was at church.
Fact. And also, don't forget this, Miss Charlie. Hours operations will also change because
Hmm.
there was like certain hours that they knew the kids was going to be in the park, coming home from school, doing this and this and that. So the real there was a respect factor there that is nowhere near no more. So yep, she's not lying.
That's what I was talking about. There used to be a street code. There used to be a code about it. Somewhere I'd say in the 2000 era is when that code went completely out the window.
I
Um,
agree. I
I
agree.
started seeing drug deals go down at my school. I started seeing prostitute gets thrown out of car. I started seeing shit that you wouldn't see back in the day, right? When I was a little bitty kid, no, I had like I could walk down the street and didn't have to worry about a thing. They were looking out for us women and children. The
Yeah,
corner police
exactly.
were.
That's what people don't believe me. I said I was sheltered my life. I ain't know nothing about a crack. Okay, I would know. Well, let me not say this. I did not understand. I thought there was some type of issue with them, but I didn't know they was exactly a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? I never seen those. Oh, I seen fights or whatever, but back then they used to throw hands and not guns. So I mean, I'm sorry, not guns, GUNs, whatever. But
Yeah,
yet, Miss Charlie is preaching fact, and I'm glad to know. Like I was starting to think that's the only thing in New York City, but I'm glad that was the code everywhere.
that was the code down here too, for many years. Like, and then somewhere along the line, it became all about money. It came about territory. You know what I'm saying? It became we don't care if we catch you in the church house. We don't care if we catch you with your kids and wife. We don't care if they're in the house. They're going to go too. Um, that used to not be the thing. You should never touch the women and children. The women and children were off limits back in the day, but now they don't care. That code has completely went out the window. There is no street code unless you talk to the OGs. The OGs still carry it. You know what I'm saying? But the young boys, they don't see it that way. It's a money game now, right? It's all about money. They don't even care if they get their little cousin into the game at 10 years old and ship them off to prison or death. They don't care now. Back in the day, kids weren't allowed to join the gangs.
But you know who started that? Men, even though they like to blame women for or single moms for the state of being of these men. But at the end of the day, that's not women. It was actually men because they came up with the bright idea. Kids can't get as much time as us, so let's hide behind the kids.
Yep, until
So
they
instead,
started.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now they. You're exactly right. They because back in the day they used to not charge kids as adults, and now they do. But back in the day they didn't. So they thought, oh yeah, we're gonna get the young ones involved because they can do this, and we can get them to do what we want them to do, and they ain't gonna get no time. They ain't gonna get in trouble at all. They'll get a slap on the wrist and go home. They'll get juvie. They'll go home. Now we
But y'all
seeing.
still don't want women to lead, and that's weird to me. Had y'all Miss Charles said, had y'all kept that kid and women respect factor in and let and stop but one thing I will say about men, they have a man code. Like they'll stick with each other and I guess talk to each other behind the scenes, so they claim. But at the end of the day, when women really had a voice, these niggas couldn't prosper. You know what I'm saying? Because they're responsible. They want to talk about women making better choices. No, you men have to stop selling each other out and then hide behind man code.
Yep, and I'm gonna say this, like, in today's world, right? We have a lot more like disrespect towards each other. If you don't believe the way I believe, or if you don't talk the way I talk, if you don't live the way I live, if and I'm just gonna disrespect you for no apparent reason. Like I don't live my real life like that. On this internet, it's giving people a false sense of security. Because back in the day, and we can't even do this no more because so many people are quick to pull a piao piao. We used to settle it out in the street, and if you won, you won. You lost, you lost. You live to fight another day, right? Um,
That part. Yep.
but nowadays, people are you can't even do that. Like they're really quick to pull a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Instead of uh, handling it with pride.
Yeah, yep, I agree. These days they want to pull a pop power on you, or if you're on the internet, they want to call some type of agency depending on your situation. And like I agree with Charlie, if you can't handle it, just log off. Log
I
off.
It kills me because it's gonna. I said it yesterday in Bree's chat multiple times, and I hope somebody read it. The beef sector needs to stand up against that, and I'm gonna explain to you why. It is going to be the end of the beef sector. Because who's gonna want to beef with other people when all you know is they're gonna call this, that, and the next thing on you, and you can't even have a conversation. You can't even beef without knowing that the cops are going to be called. You're going to be sued. This, that, and the next thing.
Well, well, probably because computer. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say that because you like her. Bree is probably on that same thing, so she doesn't. She can't. That's probably why she ignored your comment because she's a part of that culture. But I will agree with you with your assessment because I know for me, I'm moving on. I'm going back to the Black women sector. I only go to certain people panels that even talk about beef sector because they at least were because like see me if you come on my link you be like uppity I don't want so and so on the link with me. I respect your wishes. But if I ask the same thing, I want protection. Meanwhile, y'all know uppity don't need no type of protection. If like certain people, I don't it's no point in arguing with you. It's not going nowhere. It's just gonna go dark and nasty. And I don't like I'm not into that on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I come to the internet, and I'm not saying to be said because I be in all the parts of the internet. I come to the internet as like just something to have fun. I don't want to argue all the time. Can I argue? Yes. But that's what I said. Like, sometimes I do get triggered. So I'm not trying to crash out on anybody or curse nobody out. So just to avoid that, because I'm trying to be in a better place mentally, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
sometimes it can be hard to turn it off and on. So when I was at school, I don't want to sit here and build myself up in a place where I get impatient when she come home because she needs all the patience. So to avoid me even going through that, I just don't even want to deal with you. I'm not gonna like it's your panel, run it how you want to, but don't get mad when I don't want to be bothered with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm used to people that know how to be and don't take it offline. Because I have never took it offline with anybody, and I actually will be well within my right and win. But I think that's weird. You know what I'm saying? I know the sector we in, but that's why I said it's some people they're not gonna respect my wishes. I'm not hitting your panel no more. So we don't have to go there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this: like when I have a guest up, regardless, and somebody tries to hit the link, and let's say that I don't know if y'all got to be, I'm gonna ask you when they pop that link. I'm gonna go, do now if I know you don't know them at all, I know you ain't got to be right, but because I do have people in here from different sectors, right? But let's say I know they're from the beef sector. I don't know if you have a problem with them or not. I'm just gonna use let's say Creole, right? If Creole hit the link because she'd be over there with us. I'd be like, y'all cool? Can y'all have what I'm saying? And yes or no is what my my guest would say, and then I would say, well, I'm sorry, you can't come up right now, even if I love you, because that's called respect for your panel guest.
Exactly. And people tell me all the time, oh, Uppity, you're different in panels than you are in your own channel. Exactly. Because you coming in my panel is like you coming to my house. I'm going to make sure you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to allow nobody to come to my panel just to attack you. No. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's going to go. But see, me as a person, see how I've been up here and Libra wanted to hit your link right now. I'd be like, if I didn't like Libra, you know what I'm saying? I would be like, you know what, Miss Charlie? I've been up here. We've been vibing. Let me get on down so she can have a conversation with you. Because I know we don't really like each other. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sit here and put you in the middle of beef or let you not have, or let not people that like you to come up here and get their stuff for. Because I wasn't disrespecting her. She wasn't disrespecting me. She probably got something she want to say, but she probably feels some type of way because I'm on the link. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to have a good engagement so your people can get enjoyment. Because when we over here, we're supporting you. It's not about us and our personal feelings. That's it
That's
and
the
all.
same way. That's like if I was up on your link and there was let's say there was somebody I didn't like, but that's very rare for me. Um, then it'd be like I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
pop
How
out
can
of
you
the
not like
chat
Miss
right quick.
Charlie? How
That's
can you not like Miss Charlie?
very well. There's
Yeah,
very
I
few
know it's
people I
very
don't
rare. Yeah.
like. I can tell you on one hand the people I don't like, and that's telling you something. I have 3 people I don't like. Other than that, everybody else, I can pass and go with. Doesn't
Oh, I
matter.
got a list, Miss Charlie. I got a list, Miss Charlie. I got a whole goddamn list. But you know what? But like I said, you would like, but I wouldn't even put you in the middle of that. If you be like, oh, so and so here, I'd be like, oh, I would play it so small, be like, oh, that's what's up. Okay, I'm gonna drop down so I can have a conversation. I gotta go do this anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'll play it so smooth so they don't even have to come on your link acting the fuck up. Because some of my haters go pretend to be interested in what you got going on, hoping that I'm gonna say something crazy. So they have a right to come on your link and talk crazy to me. No, I'm not gonna even do that. Oh, so and so's coming up. Okay. Okay, y'all go ahead and do that. I gotta go do this anyway. I'll be in the clouds, I'll be in the chat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how you handle it as grown women and men. You don't sit here and like try to put somebody in the middle. We over here to support Charlie, not our personal beef.
Well, that's like, I will say this: if I've ever blocked you or said something to you, it's me being professional. I will say this: I'm a very professional moderator. There is no, for me, which you know this now, but you didn't know that back then. There's no personal, nothing in it for me. Like, so when I'm
No, yeah,
moderating
I
for
get that.
somebody,
No, trust me, I got that now. And I wouldn't say that because me as a Pisces, sometimes if you say something to me and I'm not dealing with a person, I just take it the wrong way. But I did say that if I feel like I went a little too far, and you see, I apologize because I, if I feel like I'm reading too much into the situation, but it's not even. Well, I won't say me reading too much in the situation. It's just like me not knowing you well enough. So
yeah.
I really don't know where you're coming from because only because it's been so many times I try to get
Well,
people the benefit of the doubt, and then they just do me dirty, and I'm like, okay, I should have stuck to my first mind.
oh no, I totally understand it. I'm gonna tell you that I totally get where you're coming from with that. But I actually got doxxed because I think the person believed that I'm the one that actually uh blocked them out of this person's chat, but technically I was not the one who did it. But I never snitched on my mod brother or sister and told who blocked them. But it was because the content creator said to. You shouldn't have held that against any mod because technically they're not doing it. Now, if the mod is the one that blocks you and not the content creator, yeah, that's different for their own personal reasons. But me, myself, and I, the way I moderate is I have no personal feelings about it. Even if you read me for filth in chat, whatever, do you, boo boo? Because it's not my channel, right? Now, my channel, I can block
Right,
you out.
I'm the same way. People be talking crazy to me. That's why certain people, I think Pizarro offered me a mind stick. I said no. But other people told me that, man, they was like, uppity, don't take no mind stick because they're going to try to blame you. That's why I told certain people, I don't want no mind stick. And you know what I'm saying? But and shout out to the Pisces in the building. I'm a March Pisces. I think it was Racing that said she was a Pisces. I'm a March Pisces. 311, 888. Oh, you got somebody else, 316. I'm 311. But anyway, but yeah, it can get kind of confusing. That's why certain people, if I feel like you're gonna play into narratives, don't even give me a mod stick. I don't want it. I'm gonna let you know that right away. Because everybody know me. I don't even use my mod stick. If anybody give me a mod stick, I hope it would be just because they don't want me to have to deal with people blocking me out for talking shit in the chat. But no, I don't like certain people, they can't even give me a mod stick because nah, you're not about to make content out of this. I really don't care about what y'all got. People don't understand me. I really don't care. Like they could say I'm delusional. Let me be delusional, but you ain't gonna never affect me. That's it. That's it. No, as
Well,
long as
that
my kids love me, I'm good.
yeah, if you're secure in your real life, I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't nothing nobody can say online that's gonna even bother you whatsoever. Because I'm gonna say this: they've tried to breed me for filth, and baby, it don't work because no matter what you say, you know what I'm saying. And here's the thing: because I was raised up beef sector, I will give beef sector these flowers. Beef sector taught me how to roast and gag correctly and good. I'm gonna say that listening to y'all all these years has helped me be a better reader. I'm just saying. Um,
But taking me to the beach sector, they reminded me of my childhood being in Harlem. We used to sit
uh-huh.
down there and roast each other
For
down. Like
fun.
when I say we be disrespectful as fuck,
It
sometimes they
was
would
all
lead to
fun and
fight.
games. It was all you could probably agree with this. It was all fun and games until somebody's mama got mentioned.
That part, that's when the fights popped off. He said something about somebody mama, especially if they mama had transition child, please. That's when the fights come in. But it wasn't no GUNs, they wasn't calling no agencies on you. They just want to straight up handle their business. You know what I'm saying? But I get it.
Oh,
Some people like me, if you get too much from me, I'm gonna block you. But if I block you and you constantly follow me around, especially disrespecting my child, like you gotta expect that it's never going to be a good thing. And any place that I'm around that wants me around, I'm going to make sure you're never on a link with me. And that's something that you did. I have never had a problem going back and forth with people. I have a problem with obsession over my words.
I don't
Only thing I'm doing is
understand that. I
yeah.
don't. I don't understand why people get obsessed with other people like that. Like, here's the thing: when I log off here, even if I'm mad at somebody one day, I ain't following them around and seeing what they doing and bothering them in every other chat. Like, you know that me and Intrinsic had that little spat crazy thing, right? Do you see me following her or her following me? No, we left it there.
No, no, but she has followed me though. But I think it's depending on like, and that's another thing. Everybody's supposed to be adults over here, unless you admit to me that you're a child, or just admit your age group. Most of the time, you will never see me going back and forth with a 20-year-old, a 20-year-old. I'm not gonna do that. I already see what it is. I'm gonna say what I gotta. No, you grown now. I'm gonna check you, and I'm gonna leave it alone. But that's just how I was raised. Like I check you. I don't argue. I don't argue with people that are not my peers. You know what I'm saying? And when I say peers, that's many different levels to that stuff. But yeah, as far as the 20-year-old, I would feel ashamed of myself being 45, going back and forth with a 20-year-old. That's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of these people are followers. You know what I'm saying? They just followers, and I got that. I got it. So I'll take that in consideration. But yeah, like just the Pisces in me that's normally emotional, but the Pisces in me as well that's going to look back and reflect on myself because I want to be a better person. It has nothing to do with you. I want to be a better person because you can't teach something that you don't know. I want to teach my kids emotional intelligence. I want to teach my kids how to move past things. And you can't do this if you don't know how to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I
Oh
tried in
yeah.
real life and online. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm the exact same. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm one of the chillest people you ever meet. In order to get me usually to jump off that porch, you would have to mess with somebody I love. The reason I jumped off that porch that day with Intrinsic was because of um, the hood table and Creole. The slick shade was to either one of those two or myself. I didn't really care if she slick shaded me, to tell you the God honest truth. I thought I kind of figured out it was probably me because I was the only person she could have had an issue with because not even personal things. I'd never did nothing to her, but what did Creole and the hood table ever do? You know what I'm saying? And so,
Told you somebody that like to pick easy targets. That's what she does. And that frustrates me in general. But go ahead.
well, no, I know why she picked me. I already know because she was going to try to pick the white girl, and it was going to be an easy read, and then she could bring up the card, and people would side with her. That's what she thought. But because I earned my respect by being the good person that I am, it went different for her. And the fact that I can read when I want to.
Yeah, you sure did. Because even when I got mad at you, people was cussing me out over Charlie. So I don't know why they think Charlie's an easy target. Charlie got a whole army that would cuss you the fuck out if you try. They try to cuss Uppity out. You know, Uppity is not easy to cuss out. And they was like, nope, they was not backing down. They was like, you better leave Charlie. They was going at me, child. And it ain't nobody I seen in your chat. It was all B sector people. They was going in on Uppity. You know, Uppity don't care, but Uppity self reflected. So because those same
But
people try to curse me about other people, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm still cursing them out. Go ahead though.
you was ready to cuss everybody and their mama. Well, it's because here's the thing. Like, I kind of earned my respect by just being me and being the loving person that I am over the years. You know what I'm saying? At first, I had people who hated me, child. I mean, just, woo, child. They hated me for sometimes no reason. Then I had some people who had misconceptions because of who I mod for and because I was a part of TSCC. They thought I was a doxer, I was this, I was that, child. Then when they finally, just like Ups, I know you had a misconception of me, right? But then when you finally got to speak to me, this is what I'm getting to. When people finally get to speak to me and get to know me, their opinion completely changes. They're like, oh shit, Charlie's actually pretty cool.
Yes, and that's the same with me. So we on the same level. Some people they dislike me because they think I'm this and that way, but they see my reaction, but they don't see the star. But I will get to say that. Like I don't think I judge you. Oh, well, maybe I ain't gonna lie. Maybe I assume some of the things you said was coming from a certain place. But like you said, when you are moderating, you're just moderating based on people rules and stuff like that. So I get it. But you know, so me, I feel like I just sometimes have a fight or flight sense when people are associated with not just even certain people. Just I just feel like
Baby, you
I've
get attacked
always
all the
considered an
time.
easy target. Like, oh, we could do uppity any type of way, and because of her haters, they just gonna go against her. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my thing comes from. That's what I was beat mad at. Yeah.
Well, also, when you get attacked as much as you do, you're always on the defensive if you think about it. If somebody had just attacked you and then I'm trying to moderate, right? And you were just attacked by multiple people,
Right.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That's
I
what, yeah, I wanted to say. It wasn't who you was associated with for me. It was just that part. You know what I'm saying? That was the part for me. But my people was like, hell no. Because I think we have like mutual people. They was like, hell no, you're going to leave Charlie alone. I was like, oh my God. But when I actually talked to you that day, I was like, okay, okay, okay. Okay. And we've been cool ever since.
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to thank, I'm going to tell you the first time we actually got to have a real conversation, like a real moment, was over that Pretty Chocolate Girl's house. No, Donkey. Hey, Donkey. Also, I see you. You're not blocked. Sorry. And hey, G2K and everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said hey, people in chat. I apologize. But no, it was over there at Pretty Chocolate Girl's house. When we were talking about your stove and stuff like that, and about your old place that you lived at. Um,
Right. Right.
yeah, and so we were having a real conversation over there, and then after that, we've had a few more on different platforms, and I think us being able to actually really get to know each other and speak to each other, it better understanding of each other.
Yeah, that's why you can't discount, because the B sector is made of, like, people like to flock to big channels, but when you actually watch smaller channels, you really get to see interactions. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened. We get to talk there. It's not the same crowd. It's not the same people with their agendas in the chat. So we actually get to see each other. Just in my particular case, because a lot of bigger CCs and B sector are attracted to me, but it just usually don't work out between our personalities, because I'm a person, I don't really care how many numbers you get. If I don't like something you do or say, I'm gonna say something about it. You know what I'm saying? But I did get a lot of people when we was in a good space to see a different side of me on a larger scale. But when you go, that's why I love smaller chats. It's way more intimate. We get to know each other and have conversation. So like Miss Charlie said, like when we was over on Pretty Chocolate Girl, we get to like do other things and get to see each other. Cause that's, for me, I never know where people are coming from. So I like to
That's like,
judge by not conversation, but consistency. And Miss Charlie has always been consistent since that day.
well, me and Just Read My Book also got to have more of a conversation because she actually blocked me personally, and I never could see her in the chat, but she finally unblocked me, chat. But she had 754 people blocked, and I was one of them. But we got to have more of a real conversation, and she got to know me because at first, when she heard me talking under the hood tab, this is before I became a content creator. She thought I was uplifting the hood, like the bad parts. And I was like, no, nobody uplifts that part. There were good parts of it growing up in it. We had community back in those
Yeah,
days.
community, exactly. I got before. I'm sorry, Miss Charlie, to cut you off, but I want to say this about the hood. It's very intimate settings, and you're gonna have 50, 11 brothers, sisters,
Hmm. Uncles,
aunties,
aunties.
grandmas from other mothers. That these people don't stay in the hood. Everybody elevates, but we all start from somewhere. But yeah,
I
go ahead.
still
Let's
got
go.
my
And I
auntie.
love Just Read My Book. But yeah, go
I
ahead.
love her to death now that I also know her more. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten to speak to her more myself. Because at that time I didn't know her that well. You know what I'm saying? I just knew what everybody else said. So you know, we had a miscommunication because neither one of us knew each other. It was on my side too because I got angry about it, child, and I probably said something I didn't mean back in those days. Hold on, just a minute. I gotta mute up.
She gonna be but yeah, Just Read My Book is a sweetheart, and a lot of y'all also got Just Read My Book messed up, because Just Read My Book, she's like a Harley's grandma. If you got that strict grandma, but when you do right, she gonna love on you. That's what, when you think of Just Read My Book, think of that. The grandmas that are strict as hell, but if you listen, they gonna love on you. You know what I'm saying? Just Read My Book sent me the best book that me and Nala used um for bedtime stories to this day.
She's
We
one of the
love that.
sweetest.
She's very sweet and she's very intuitive. She actually looks at you. She sent me a book about like mixing American and Jamaican thing. I love that. Yes.
I'm gonna say this. I really love her now that I know her more. Back in those days, though, I didn't. Right. I was just getting to know everybody. I never hit links before then. If you think about it, like I was just in chat, so only the people only knew me from being in chat. They didn't. They had never heard. They heard my voice, because I had for the people who actually chose to go look, I had a video on my channel, just to prove it was me. Because when I first changed my channels, people were like, who, that ain't Charlie, who that, who pretended to be Charlie? I was like, no, it's me, go look, I got a video. I had to do a video on my channel because there were people threatening to block me because they thought I was a fake Charlie, which I understand. But that was back in 2017, I believe. Yeah, so that was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a part of the beef
Uphill
sector.
battle, but you been had an uphill battle based on who you mind for, and so I
Yeah.
think some people feel like if they befriend you, you haven't gotten cut off. If they dragged you, you haven't gotten cut off, and they feel like you get to go places that you couldn't do the things they couldn't get to do. So I think it may be jealousy stem from trying to be messy, and then some people just assumptions.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. I would say a lot more assumption than anything, but it was also the fact that I did get some love, and I still do. And I know that some of the trolls kind of, that's why they're angry at me, is because I actually get love when I come in that chat and they don't. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I worked for my to get the respect that I get. I worked hard. I didn't just I earned it. I didn't just come in here and just automatically get it. I had to earn that shit. And ups back in the day, you
Yeah,
had to
yes,
earn
yeah.
that shit, especially me
Earn
being
it.
a white woman.
Yeah.
I'm saying, especially me being white, I had to earn that shit.
Yeah, and, I'm about to say you had a double conundrum addressed to you because you were white, the person you was aligned with. Like, girl, you earned your stripes, and ain't nothing they can do to take it from you. And anybody that's originally B sector won't have it. Like I said, even uppity got a lot of pushback, and I'm talking about real B sector people that hit me up behind the scenes. They were like, "Girl, you're wrong as fucking da da this, and you better do." Oh, goddamn. Okay.
You remember the rules of the old beef sector were a lot harsher. Nowadays, people
Yeah,
going into
you had to
anybody's
pick a
chat at
side. You
all.
had to pick a side. And
Chad, you
every
know how many
that's
people blocked me back in the day just for being TSCC? I was blocked at
yeah.
Teresa's until she got her
You
new
wasn't the
channel.
only one, but you one of the few that survived. That was my point. You was one of the few that survived it, and you white, so they didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm
They
trying
didn't
to
like that.
think. I'm trying to think technically of the wild German lady went somewhere
Well,
else. She was,
Vibrant Love has been sticking in there. She got a little smoke from Limit, but he don't really count in my
oh, we
opinion.
love,
But
well,
yeah,
Vibrant's
Vibrant Love
different.
has been hanging in there. You know what I'm saying? And she's a white
Oh well,
woman.
shit, I didn't know Vibrant was white.
Yes, she is. She is. I
But
learned that when they tried to play with Annie. Annie, I think it was Annie. She's from the black sector though. She
oh
brought
yeah,
it out.
you talking about the writer Annie? I know who you talking about
Mhm.
because I've seen her multiple Miss Annie and whatnot. Yeah. Um, but no, I've a lot of the ones that are white or Caucasian either didn't make it for one reason or another, or have a bad reputation for one reason or another. Like, some of them are still here, but they got a bad reputation. Some people love
Yeah,
them, some
and
people
some of
hate them.
them put you in that category due to who you was dealing with, like with the TSCC thing. Because especially around that time, because this is a black sector, when people are praising white people, and then they see a white mob, they're gonna assume like you with the things that they said. But when they get to talk to you, they're gonna see that doesn't even apply to you. You know,
Well, that's
you
like
didn't
when I
even that.
first met Sour Patch in Lemon's Discord. If we hadn't had that
Oh,
moment,
she's definitely a racist. I don't like that
well,
hoe, but go ahead.
if we hadn't have got a chance to talk, she had a misconception about me. I could name multiple people, right? Multiple people that had
Dare her
misconceptions.
question you, but I ain't gonna be that messy in your channel. But how dare her question
Uh,
you? She got nerve.
well, I also had questions from a lot of people that were in the chats at the time. Miss 313, bunch of others, like, just because they didn't know, right? But once they got to know me, Beans and Cornbread didn't like me at first. But then once they got to know the real Charlie and got to really speak to me, and because they had misconceptions because I was in TSCC that I was this doxer, I was this, I was that. I was like, child, I didn't get part of none of that mess when I was in there. I was just chilling and moderating.
But Miss Charlie, I don't know what you trying. Oh, you trying to make me go? Well, I'm not gonna say you trying to, but I have to say that I have to balance the content out. Beans and cornbread deals with lemon, And Lemon already admit that she doxed it, and the fact that you deal with Lemon, and Lemon doxes people on accident or on purpose. But how dare bees and that's what I'm trying to tell people in the bee sector, white and black alike. Certain people that didn't put in this work, we didn't even know who they was. They came out lately, and they have to stick on the 2.0. If they couldn't hang with any OG, because there are several OGs, and there's still that thing where you got to pick a side. If we talking about the real OG, like I don't think I'm gonna see you some places. I don't think I'm gonna see some other people some places because that energy is still there. But these 2.0 people, like, and they supposed to be elders, y'all look weird as hell, and y'all will never be convincing. And that's why 2.0 can't make it because they elders
I'm
are
still
weak
scared.
commentators.
I'm gonna say this because I'm so OG. I'm still scared to ever pop down in Five Babes chat or Sean Bradley's that they'll block me on
Or
sight.
Deanna,
No,
yeah.
me and Deanna cool. Me and Deanna cool
Oh, y'all got
because
cool. That's lovely. That's
because
lovely.
the hood table, right? Because of the hood table.
Oh,
But
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
but like the other two, just because I'm VS people, they might try to block me just for going in there. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
don't
And
think Sean Bradley would, but I don't think he's coming back. I think he's so ashamed. I don't know. I don't talk to him, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, so I was shocked that you said Deanna. So Charlie been doing her work. You know what I'm saying? Because Deanna is one of the people I respect that actually come back for the 2.0 and
but she
keep
my
shit
Mississippi,
across the
you know.
board. Because like, yeah, VS. Even though I don't deal with her, but VS is not really involved with 2.0 like that, right? She did a lot of things that people are copying, just like Sean Bradley. I think the most copied from the OGB sector would be Sean Bradley and VS, and neither one of them are harping on it. So I give them their credit for that. But I just feel like these so-called elders like Beans and Cornbread, you don't get no respect because you're riding the wave of Lemon or Brianna or Pizza or Ness. These were considered underlings for a reason. But I digress.
I remember when a lot of these people didn't even have channels. Because when VS left, I kind of asked out. I said it don't feel right being here without her. That's the way I felt about it. It did not feel right when she couldn't be here, and I'd come check in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd go around to the XTSCC members chats, and I'd go to like Chopper. I'd go to like Bayless. I'd go to like Bree, Blessed, Lady Nika, stuff like that, right? But I didn't go around to a lot of other people, and I just barely checked in every once in a while, and it just didn't, like it didn't feel right to me. If that had been, your person, you would feel the same. Like I think a lot of people would feel that way, and so I was like, I just don't
But
know. And
you know what's crazy? And SB came back, I'm blocked from his chat.
oh,
Because his main supporters don't like me. But me and SB is cool. Me and Leo is cool. I think Leo act because she's his only mom. So she had to actually do the block. But I earned the block. See, I'm not delusional about myself and I take accountability. I forgot. But they did give me a couple chances. So I did do something. I forgot what was the first thing I did. But the second thing I did, it happened to be to one of the club chat members. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said people be feeding into too many things. Have I ever did a video like this in the club chat people? No. But Sean Bradley, that's the type of person he is on his own person. But if you never got black before, I'm not black, but black before, I'm pretty sure you can drop down his chat and be just fine. Because I'm
yeah, I
black
ain't
from
never
Sean
got.
Bradley's chat.
Well, I'm cool with Leo, so I'm pretty sure I could go in there because
And
I
I've
was
earned
the
that block.
judge.
That's why I don't cry about it. And y'all see how much I love SB. I love the King. But I
Well,
blocked
I
from
was
his chat.
I did Leo's contest, and I was a judge for her. She come over here and asked me, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll be a judge for you for the charcuterie board challenge."
Yeah, I'm a member of Leo's. I'm a member of Leo's. I swear to God, I'm a member of Leo's, and that's his only mind. And we are really good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only thing is like, and I think I'm about to join your membership too, Charlie. But like when I join your membership, I just I just joined it to support you, and I like we already had conversation. Now, to me, in my mind, you went to the next level. So I'm just gonna get your membership, and I'm just gonna let you know, like I let everybody else know, I don't watch membership videos. I'm just supporting it because it's you. I don't know what y'all be
I
having
don't do
going
them all
on.
the time, child. I'll be good
And
because
I don't care. You ain't
here's
never got to do a members video if, as far as uppity is concerned. I tell people because when people be crying about membership, I'm like, no, I don't care. But that's just me. Some people say I'm wrong for saying that,
MSG.
but to me, I don't care.
Well, see, I do so much during the hours during the morning time. I do 2 or 3 hours, but by the time the afternoon hits, I'm so exhausted that it's hard to find extra time to do it. Even though I do need to do a members game night soon. I'm thinking about doing it on Sunday afternoons because that's the only time that I have free. That I mean, I have D&D in the morning from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But Saturday's hubby day, and Monday through Friday, by the time I get off here, I usually got stuff to do in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think of
I
what day
know.
I got
I
free,
do know.
and
What?
I need to get on the
Well,
ball,
what's
child.
movement number game night? What does that mean? If y'all playing spades, I'll participate. I can do that,
Well, I
but I
could
don't know.
do. See, I have these Jackbox games to where like you can do like funny prompts or trivia. And then also I do know I have a poker thing to where Texas Hold'em. I know how to do that on here. I gotta get the spades link. How to play with your people on
Oh,
spades.
you can play Texas Hold'em too. Don't do nothing on my behalf. I can do that too. Like the card game, I can get with that. But usually, I don't give a fuck what you do with your memberships. I just join just to support you. I barely ever watch. I could barely keep up with regular live videos. So you know.
Oh, child, I'm gonna tell you, I feel the same. Like I'll be over. Look, ups, I'll be done. Got your dang notification after you ended the live. I'm like, why are you doing that, YouTube? Why did you hand me this notification 2 hours too late, or an hour too late, or you be only on there for 30 minutes? Then it gives me the notification you was live. I'm like, why did you do that, YouTube? YouTube be hateful sometimes. They make me angry. They make me
As
angry.
long as my membership is working, but you have dropped. I have caught you many times in my chat, and I appreciate that because the only thing I ask is reciprocity. So sometimes I get it because life be life. It be life for me. But if you somebody that support me, trust and believe, I'm gonna let you know I'm supporting you. I'm gonna either say replay, or I'm gonna share your live, or whatever
That's
the case,
how
whatever
you'll
you got
catch
going on.
me. Well, look, let me tell you something. How you gonna catch me when I'm in the clouds and I don't drop down a check because I'm laying down listening to you. I'm trying to take a nap or something. I'll share you out, and I'll hit the like button and I'll be there the whole time. And then you find out after the live I was there because you go back and check your ads, and then I'm up there on the share wall. I
Yeah.
didn't even see her in the chat.
Exactly. That's what because you gotta know because I only do like, I do it that way because I have so many haters against me. But no, I want my people to know that I support you. I really do support you. Like even
I
like I
love
said,
when
I'm
you
about to get your
just
membership because yeah, well, but I understand there's a whole argument and like you're not giving us. I hate people that do that. Like now, why not help people that you really like win? You know, life be life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So why not help them out? It's not like we paying like $30 and $40 for these memberships and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
like
If you were paying that much, you better be getting some hella good content. I'm just saying.
right, you know what I'm saying? So like it's only a couple of dollars and stuff like that. I just want you to know I'm supporting you. I want you to win. And I know there are certain things that YouTube look at when they looking at these pages. And YouTube stay changing the rules. But one thing everything counts is the bottom line. How many faithful supporters you got? So when I get your membership, that's the only thing I be thinking about, especially because YouTube love changing the rules up on at the drop of the dime. What was cool yesterday is not cool today. So the one thing I try to do is keep my memberships paid up and stuff like that, and I just pay for them. But I don't know what y'all be having going on in y'all membership live unless y'all doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like I like that gameplay thing, but I'm not forcing it on you. You know what I'm saying? But like I like to play games online with people I like or trivia or whatever. But when you get the chance, you get the chance. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. We got things going. Life be life thing. Hello. You
It, it,
don't
it
do
be
that to
getting all
people.
of us. I swear it does. It be getting all of us. You made up a whole story in your head. I thought you had a champion horse named Star. Oh no, no. See, Dusty. I ain't even speaking of which. How has Dusty been racing? $500. His top tier is $500. Now, see, I don't even expect nobody joining
Now,
the top
Charlie, you
tier.
better go to 50 because he ain't even over here. And he's a user. Like, see what I'm talking about? Y'all got these people over here comfortable making $500 tiers while they try to quote unquote target the B sector audience. But the OGs, white or not, be over here comfortable enough to make $500. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I don't even. Nope. That's why I'm gathering several different sectors or people before I even monetize because I'm not playing that game with y'all. You're gonna support or you're not. That's it and all. Because I don't do that to nobody. I buy your membership. I don't give a fuck what you do with that bitch. I'm just buying it.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you something that I do. This is just me personally. Um, I don't make a whole lot off YouTube, but what I do make, I put it back into the channel most of the time. Now, some of it I will get certain things. Like last month, I think I bought like my son some stuff with it, like for his. He likes ramen noodles, and I get him
As you
specialty.
should, Charlie. No,
Like
Charlie. Look,
so,
let me tell you this. I don't know. I'm not saying I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you're a veteran over here. You put up with a lot to have the standing that you got, and you're not even getting paid enough for it. And I'm pretty sure that took a lot of the mental health or whatever you got going on. Because the B sector, nobody can lie and say that the B sector doesn't take a part of you
oh,
mentally
it
because
does.
it's draining sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes because of how it's situated, you have to stand in the pain or you're gonna lose certain relationships and this and this and that. Just especially how it originated. You know what I'm saying? You had to create a base. A lot of people couldn't afford that base. So these people should not be over here comfortable to make a 500 a thing. So I feel like it's disrespectful to people that actually put in work and make them do like they put in their work. This is supposed to be let everybody else work for it. But no, they make a 500 a cash out running from camp to camp. And that is not allowed to this day. I mean,
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. Outsiders coming in, taking away from the people who actually like supported from the beginning. Like I'm gonna say this, Dr. Creole Libra Butterfly. That's a prime example right there. She's an amazing human being, does a great channel. You know what I'm saying? She supports a lot of people and she don't get that same support back sometimes. Same thing for you, Ups. You be on people's panel and people be paying you down for big money. You know what I'm saying? Big money. I seen some high prices on your head, child. And you know, Jay Dizzle and myself and multiple others, right? We can
right,
name
right.
multiple others. And to me, it's crazy because like they give this the support and a lot of people don't give it back, you know what I'm saying, but whatnot. But
They
here's the thing,
don't.
I don't really care about that myself. I say who's gonna be here is here, and I love every single one of y'all that do come here and take your time out of your day to be with me, because you could be anywhere else in the world but you decided to be with me, so I feel privileged and honored. Hey, Sal's tour,
No,
did
I
I
agree with that too. But I was just telling you, as far as like, you don't have to explain where the money go. I feel like if people gonna come from outside, and especially even some people that have been here, but they have not went through anything. They spent like I think that people that did not kiss ass, that did not fold, that stood 10 toes down, you deserve way more credit than other people that took the easy way out. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So even within that realm, because you could have probably had a greater following if you would have did that. You know what I'm saying? You could have went away, or you could have had a beta following because you do have a personality that people are drawn to. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like people that stood into the paint, especially behind controversial CCs, you deserve whatever is happening, and you also deserve the breaks because you know how hard it was in the original B sector. I'm not talking about the
Woo.
2.0 friendly sector. I'm talking about the original B sector. Do you know how hard it is with the stay down, whether you agree or not, and not show no sign of weakness? Because them CCs alone was going to eat you up. And you have to worry about the CCs in the chat. So anybody that was able to do through that, bitch, they deserve, because that's the only people I do it for. I mean, some people, and it's I can't even say who is 2.0. I don't have no 2.0. Let me not lie, except for computer back, Brianna. But I've been canceled her shit. But for the most part, I don't have any 2.0 things that I just buy. Like the CCs that I buy. Oh, and I did. Gosh, I can't. But I'm glad I canceled that. But most of the what you call it.
Shakim get on my nerves. I don't like Shakim. I know a lot of
Yeah, I don't
people.
even come in there no more. He's fake. I had to
Let me
see
tell you
that on my
something.
own.
A
I'm
lot
sorry.
of
I
people
mean,
wanted. A lot of people wanted me to go over there and be like, "Oh, you got to go over there. He's funny. He's the." I'm like, I can't do it after that. All that lying. I do not like a lie roast. And when he first come over, he couldn't roast and gag for shit. He could not. It was the same damn thing over and over and over again, and it was really weak sauce. And so I was like, I can't do the lies. I just can't. And I've tried, okay, but it just no. I'm sorry. He kills me trying to claim something he's not, and then trying to claim people added him when they didn't. Because I done heard the true stories. Shakim was outed a long time ago in the black tea sector, and even admitted it himself about him being bi, right? And being what he was. I don't really care about that stuff. But when you're trying to ruin someone else behind a lie, I do have a care about that. If you're gonna ruin somebody else or try to read somebody else or use something against somebody else, at least let it be the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the lies.
that part. And see, Charlie, you was smart than me in that way as well because you know how he got me pretending to be Black empowerment, and that's where I'm working. I'm not going to be falling for that again in 2026 either because there's a lot of whistleblowers that will try to use triggering words to bring you into their fold because I did not like Shakim at first because I seen how he came over here. But you know what I'm saying? That's just me. And because my dad what came up under the Khalid Muhammad thing, because like with religion, as far as like religion, I've tried to how you say unbreak my brain from just being like I feel like because religion leads to cult follows, right? And then
Yeah.
there are some people that do the same thing with like Black empowerment. Like some people will try to get you through that, and that's not really what they represent. If you think about it at the end of the day, and that's what Shakim showed me because I didn't like him at first, and then he tried to, I feel like, hook me on to that point. But he even showing it now, like this is Roro sector. Why would Ro be more uh attending to your feelings when you clearly let that guy go to so many different cities playing in his face? Is that Black empowerment? Is that being nice to Black people? No, you're nasty as well. It's like you're a fake leader. Not he's never been a leader, but I'm just saying like it's these 2.0s. I need to get like the OGs. Anybody that come from certain people, you gonna get the forever side eye from me. I'm sorry. But like I was saying, like I feel like these people that's been in the paint from the real B sector, I'm not talking about anybody that came under the 2.0. I will be like Fabe when Fabe came back and she was doing her Christian thing. I was in her chat at all times. But I already know once Five get back on his B sector stuff, because one of my people came in like, why you ain't never in Five chat now? No, it's not because I think Five needs me, especially now that she's doing B sector chat. But if you look back when she came back on her religion thing, I was in her chat all the time. I was sharing all the time. But Five has a built-in audience, and there is a hunger there for people like you, 5-8, VS, Sean Bradley, James. See, I don't have to like people to acknowledge certain things, and I will never disrespect where the home was grown. So I just feel like this 2.0, they're leading us in the leading y'all in the bad direction. But I always want to support people that come from where I know. You know what I'm saying? And if you could stand in the original B sector paint, child, I ain't mad at you.
Hey, Burr said, "Hey, ups." But yeah,
Hey,
like
boo.
I'll say this: like the original beef sector was a lot harder to deal with than nowadays. Nowadays, you can go into any chat you want to. You can support as many different CCs as you want to, even if they hate on each other. You couldn't do that back in the day. If you were caught in different camps back in the day, you were blocked from both parties, not just one. So let's say me being
Right.
TSCC.
Everybody gonna block you.
Hell yeah.
Everybody. This Loy's he got you blocked. And nobody wanted you unless you had some useful tea. But everybody, they would take that tea and still block you afterwards. they game you in different ways to get it, but yeah, it wasn't respected. And that's what I know in real life, Miss Charlie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. B
Loyalty
sector
was
reminded me of real
everything.
life. Yes.
It was loyalty was everything. It was loyalty over royalty. It didn't matter who you was or what money you had. It was if you were loyal. And the only way you got mod sticks, I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came to B sector, I didn't get no mod stick right away. I had to earn that mod stick to be in TSCC. I didn't just
That
get it handed
part.
to me.
That part. Let's go.
I had to
Let's
show
go.
loyalty, and I had to show it twice as long as anybody else. And
Yes, her being white and in the black. Yes, Charlie, talk your shit. Let me shut up. Sorry.
but that's one thing that even the Mo3 sector will tell you, and anybody else, is that my loyalty is everything. When I'm loyal to you and you're good to me, I'm gonna be good as fuck back to you. I only going to turn on you if you've done something to me, and you have to literally, like, to this day, I'm gonna tell you, if VS decide to come back tomorrow, I'm gonna be right over there in that chat until like, we ourselves decide that friendship ends. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing for anybody else. Like, you show me nothing but loyalty, ups. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do the same thing. All G2K in the chat. G2K also, I hope you are okay, Bubba, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try to set up a redirect to you for your FBI Friday. But if you show loyalty to me and you're good to me, oh, a baby, there ain't nothing you can do to break that loyalty. It's always gonna be there. Watcher of Crazy had my back when that white man did that crazy shit, and ain't nothing she could do to get rid of that unless even if she told me to go away tomorrow, I'm going, I ain't going nowhere. What's time at? Like, that loyalty to me is everything, because I grew up old school like you did, like all of us did. Old school way was, if somebody shows you true loyalty, right? True loyalty, you give it back. You know what I'm saying? You don't fold, you don't, just cuz shit gets hard. And that's the thing I was talking about with Lemon the other day. I was trying to make a point
Yeah.
on that the thing that was going down with Ghetto and Audio. It ain't got nothing. They made it all about his sexuality. What should that matter? He's never crossed the line to say, like, if I was, let's say, I'm not, but let's say I was lesbian. If I never hit on that person, I never crossed that line, why should my sexuality matter? It shouldn't, right? If I'm showing you loyalty and nothing but goodness. Now, if he wanted to clean it up and say it's because you know, are this way or this way, well, he's been like that. That ain't new. You know what I'm saying? I think it's because it got too hard being behind a controversial figure and people were giving them shit. And to tell you the truth, that's a weak sauce move, because I have stood behind and been called many things. I have been doxxed because of
Yeah,
that. I have.
she could speak on it. She could speak on it because she showed receipts. If you ain't B sector, if you don't know about the receipts she talking about, go ahead.
But I have been done all kind of dirty, said all kind of things about. There's been all kind of things said about me that were not true, that I allowed to be said because I didn't care, because that was still my friend. People tried to turn me from my friend, and I was like,
Yep.
nope, ain't gonna happen. Not unless
Charlie
me
didn't
and
say
her
one
get into something.
disagreement, never once. That's why people didn't. That's why people believed the rumors at one point. That's why I said you deserve everything you get, because she wouldn't even disagree. That's even me at one point. Like, what, you ain't gonna say nothing? But Charlie ain't say a word. I mean,
I just let them go with what they were going to go with, because no matter what I would have said, would they have believed me anyway? No. And if you can't stand behind a controversial figure, if you can't take the heat, stay the hell out of the kitchen. It's just like this stuff with these people wanting to sue people, call a popo on people, do all this shit. If you want a beef and really beef, first off, don't dox, take it off the table, because that means you done lost. Keep it on that person. Talk shit about them. I don't care if you call them fat every other day. You say the head shape weird. I don't care if you say they look like a penis head. I don't care if you say they ain't got no chin. And I really need to, I got a little extra, so I need to, give them some, because them motherfuckers ain't got no chin at all. Po little tink tink.
let me go.
But so, like, no matter what you say about the other, it should be a roast and a gag back and forth. Leave the kids out of it. They're innocent, ain't got nothing to do with it. Leave the dead grandma alone. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with it. Just keep it on YouTube. And if you can't do that, just fucking don't do it at all. I mean, it's that simple.
And
I
one
got
thing you also got to know is that these OGCCs, these OG sub CCs, these not what I would consider me and Charlie veteran CCs. We wasn't OG CCs, but like these people have built an audience on a different brand. You're not gonna move them. You're wasting your
uh-uh.
time.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right now. VS been gone for a good hot minute. If she come back tomorrow and did a live and popped up out of nowhere, do you know how many people would be popping in that chat? Same thing for
No,
with.
we've seen it. We've seen it. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? We've seen it. And that's why I even initially gave BS her flowers when she came. I'm like, well, shit. Because at the time, and no, I'm not gonna say I see I see certain things, but I'm just saying at the time my initial thing with VS was like, that's why initially I liked her. I'm like, first of all, she was the first woman I see stand up and make her own crowd based off of no matter right or wrong, she had that same energy as the male. Because what people kill me about pretending like the B sector suddenly became male identified. No, that's always been the case. You know what I'm saying? But she was the first person that actually stood in the paint 10 tones down, whether she was right or wrong. Like, I'm gonna say what I say, I'm gonna do what I do. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. And she was the first person that did that. Majority of the other female content creators, they came up on the other males. And that's just their history. So you got to give respect to that. And I've always tried to do that.
I gotta mute up for a second. I gotta grab my plate right quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Could you hold it down, Ups?
No problem. No problem. Yeah.
Thank you,
So that's
boo.
what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I was saying in current, because people was like, oh, you came from BS. No, I didn't. I just gave her acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. That's it and all. But when it comes to these like veteran CCs and like Jay Dunn is another one. She's a veteran OG that's not a CC. But as you can see, with certain people, you cannot move them. And that's why the 2.0 gets so upset and they allow their chat to make decisions because the OGCCs, y'all never had a voice. Trust me, we never had voices CCs. That's why they could find me on Lipstick Alley. Because not because I was scared to say my voice, I didn't have an opportunity. They blocked me out immediately. The minute I said something they ain't like, and Uppity has always been talking her shit. That's why most of them say, I don't remember you. I know you don't, because you blocked me. So that shout out to Hoes with Hearts, because they was the first person that acknowledged that yes, she was on Lipstick Alley. That's when they had the Sean Bradley title with the thing. Now I'm blocked from Lipstick Alley for speaking my mind. And much of what you call it, Dimples swear she loved me. She won't tell me how to get unshadow banned, whatever it is. But yeah, I respect everybody that came through here because when I came, that's what drew me through the B. That's what drawed me to the B sector. And people want to say I'm raw. No, I'm not raw. I was expecting a certain tone in this B sector, and that tone is missing. And now it seems like when you try to keep the tone of the old B sector, you get banished. They try to banish you from the castle, but Uppity could never. You know what I'm saying? Uppity could never. Because I'm going to be like, I got to give the credit. That's why I said that. I will give VS her credit in that aspect. She was the first woman that stood up and be like, I'm about to have that same energy, right or wrong. And due to certain things I didn't know at the time. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, she kept that same energy as the males. And I fucked with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize, when I came into the B sector, I was coming from the pro black sector, and around the B sector was started, so was Facebook. So I had got into consciousness, and then I seen like, oh, y'all treating this like a religion. Women got to have a backseat. Not Uppity. Who the fuck y'all got going on? You know what I'm saying? So that's how even on YouTube, when everybody from Facebook ran in YouTube, there was a that's how all the other sectors got died. It went from the conscious sector to the black sector to the black women sector, and then I eventually got to the B sector. And because it was so male identified, I identified with Wally. Oh yeah, I always root for the underdog
I'm gonna
in
tell you something.
anything I do. I'm
I
sorry. Go ahead.
remember when Wiley was real close with TSCC and might as well been a member, even though he claimed he wasn't. That's why when I saw him and
Yeah, that's
actually
why
got
you
to
know I
talk
was
to
with
him,
Wally before ever. Go ahead. That
when
was my entry rate. Wally. Yep. I
when
love Wally. I'm sorry.
when he was over there at Lemons one night, I actually got to him and say, "How you doing, Wally Child? I've been worried about you." He said, "Oh, hey, Charlie," because we actually took up money for Wally and did a thing for his apartment and his medication, his car. Like
No,
we,
yeah, you got him a car. Yeah, I did a lot for Wally, but Wally is still keeping that same energy that he had with VS
oh,
with
Wally
Tasha
always
K.
been that way. Which
Yeah,
Wally
he
is just Wily
exactly.
Child.
Yeah,
Wally's
exactly.
just
So it's
Wally.
nothing offensive. But like even Bless Watkins, she came from BS. And people are considering Bless Watkins an OG. And Bless Watkins, I met through Wally. And then I remember when BS did a thing where she's like, Bless Watkins, just say you want to interview housewives and no and nothing else. Like, but that's her thing. And I used to be mad at BS for that. But like I'm just saying, like, there was so much energy and backstory to people that y'all are miscommunicating right now. It's weird to me, but y'all want to claim y'all know what B sector is. It's weird.
Oh no, some of them, I'm gonna tell you that they don't know the history. And I'm not good at remembering everything. I will say that. I've been here for a long time, but I ain't good at remembering. A lot of people don't even know about the Sweet Ma and Tasha K beef back in those and how Jay Dunn and VS's beef started.
Right.
There's a lot that happened back then. Like Tasha K and Sweet Ma were into it heavy. And do you know who actually broke that beef and found out the truth and got the real story and got everything cleared up?
Cool.
VS. Sweet
Oh.
Ma, we were in there one night. It was late at night, and we were in there in VS's chat. She was just chilling. You remember she used to lay on her bed and we'd just do the streams where we'd just be talking?
Yeah, with that headboard. But I've
Hmm.
been told y'all Sweet Ma was a fake bitch, but go ahead. Uh-huh.
Well, we found out she lied about a situation, and that's how Tasha K got her vindication. And she got Sweet Ma to admit it was
Oh,
a
so
lie.
that's why Tasha went to V. Okay, now that's making more sense. See, I
Uh-huh.
didn't know that part. See? Okay.
That's like a lot of people in the new beef sector don't even know who Mona Simone is. Um, they don't know a lot of things they be talking on. And the fact that most of these big time YouTubers that are now on up there was down here with us,
Right.
fighting in the
And but
trenches.
they were, but you know why, Charlie? Because they keep calling them B. The people that don't know and they hear the story, these people never claim to be B sector. Like I said, this came about with the Cayenne. Like they made their own sector based off that Cayenne and TS Madison beef. But we've been interacting with these people, and a lot of people been interacting with these people. But there's some people they just stayed over here because this is where the trauma was. And those people
Mhm.
acting like they was above it. And when you act like you above it, just like right now, you try to do some content that's not beefing. You ain't gonna get that many beef sector people. But like we started making each other own content, so she is totally correct. But I never knew that VS was the one that did that. But yeah, I do remember that conversation because I remember Tasha K used to be going at Sweet my head. I love Tasha.
That's how
Mhm.
that whole beef ended. Was because she got Sweet Ma in the chat and she got her to admit that she had lied about the situation, and that's what basically stopped it and got them to have a conversation with each other. They were in chat at the same time. I was down there with them, and that was when I had my Charlie 87 page. Um, because I ended up changing my page in 2017, but that was before 2017. Um, I had Charlie underscore 87 at that time, and I switched up that page. I don't have that page anymore. And I went to my Charlie Sending Love page. But I went to my Charlie Sending Love page probably around the time of the Mess Express. So that happened before the Mess Express ever happened. See, I watched Brie before she even had a channel. I was a moderator for Brie when she first started.
Sure, sure. I keep
Um,
telling people that. And Bree actually started her page off. Well, I'm gonna say she did start it, but it wasn't really going nowhere. But it was after BS said that I'm gonna let you go because you doing this and this and that with the because
no, you
she
know
had a
why?
guest up. She get you know. Oh, well, I'm gonna let you say what, but can I say this before you say that?
Mm.
She had a guest experience, like she had her on as a guest. And then she started getting people on her platform, and people started gaslighting her. And VS said, "I'm gonna let you go." Before Wally, VS said that to her. I mean,
I'll tell you why though. A lot of people don't know this. VS knew that Bree was meant for bigger and better. That Bree had that personality, right? And she was trying to do that to be like, I don't want people to say that you build everything off my back. I don't want people to, if we get into an argument, let's say we do start beefing. I don't want your people and my people to be confused on what's going to happen, right? If something goes down, because we know how the beef sector is, right? And
yeah,
so,
yeah. And you know what? I think that's where the shady part came in, because a lot of the people was TSCC or TSCC haters. So it was like a back and forth on her chat, and it wasn't corrected. So I mean,
but yeah, so she, they only separated that to make sure that each one of them had their own people, and that way there wouldn't Bree had her people, and nobody could question that that was her people. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause I had to make a choice at
no,
that
I totally understand it. No, I totally
either
understand it.
mod for VS or go with Bree, and we all know who I stuck with. We know the story.
No, a lot of people stuck with VS, and that was like a monumental movement. But it kind of worked out in her favor, but not for too long, because, like I said, it was like a little bit after that, VS just happened to leave, and most people left with her. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it was VS leaving, and I'm like, okay, ain't no woman about to be over here standing on business like she did. And then Wally was leaving at the same time for other reasons. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah, we
was
had
mainly a
Wiley
Wally
dipped
supporter.
out. Then
Yeah,
I come
yeah,
back and
he was only doing like what you call the Patreon. At that time there was no memberships or nothing like that. So Wally used to do like memberships, and then Wally got to a point where like he didn't want to do B sector content on memberships. And I get it. But in my mind, I was like, I already got my people that I do use for celebrity news, which at that time was Choice TV. But the people that I put Wally onto, that's why I said Wally has a magnetic spirit.
man, I
Cause
like Troy's. He's funny.
yeah, I love me some Troy. So I had him already, right? But my family that I introduced Wally to, they was like, "Did you hear what Wally said?" The minute Wally stopped talking about B sector, everybody I introduced Wally to was like, "Wally said this and Wally said that," and they was sending me YouTube things or whatever the case may be. I was like, oh, okay. And this kind, and it's no offense to Wally, it's kind of like with Whitney Williams. I put a lot of my people onto Whitney Williams when she's on New York City radio, but the minute she hit main TV, and I understand why she had to change her platform, just like Wally. But I just wanted, to me, Wally was like the not the male version of Whitney Williams, but he had a lot of close encounters. Like, oh, they ain't gonna be as raw as they used to be. So I'm like, all right, but more
Wiley
people
a
watch
character.
them.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Wiley gonna put 20 on 10. He gonna put 20 on 10, child. But I watched, and then you got to think after that, after Wiley left, then eventually SB and Phi left. Well, you took away the main core beefers in the beef sector, right? The people that was really going at it. Like you had other people that would still beef. You still had to clean up. You still had a few things, but it wasn't. They
It
were
wasn't the
like
same. They had no
they were
adversity. They had no
hardcore.
adversities. Yeah. Yeah, they had no
Yeah,
adversities. And they looked at like bullies when they was trying to do something different. Like, I used to call Mother a bully when he used to go at Wally, but to be honest, Wally gave it good as he gave, but I was just a Wally fan, so of course I'm gonna use because James had more numbers. But to be honest, there's no real back and forth no more, Miss Charlie. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like, y'all took away everybody with y'all bullshit. And
hmm
now what we look what we left with. Ew.
Well, even they can't even beef because people talking about taking people to jail and suing people and this, that, and the next. And I'm like, this is what is wrong in today's society and on YouTube. You can't even have a funny moment, a beef back and forth because people want to sue each other. People want to go calling the popo. Now, if they're taking it too far and going over that line, or if they're using your content without permission, I can see that. I can. Um, but if you're just doing it because somebody roasted and gagged you, You know what I'm saying? It's too extra. It's too extra. It's too much.
I agree. I agree. That's why I said there's no new king. Sean Bradley would have never condoned you going to court about some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So
Now
that's why I
we
said
can't
some
say they
people.
used to not dox a little bit or threaten each other
Yeah,
with
they did that.
papers.
They
They
did that.
did.
They did go to court, but that was their own entity. You know what I'm saying? That was their own entity. Everybody did it within reason. Within reason. These people are jumping out the window trying to be noticed by these 2.0 that are too weak to fight their own battles. What we need is more like the 2.0 is missing stronger OGs. Strengthen your OGs. Make Jay Dunn your OG. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to cancel her out, y'all should have made her a OG because that would have been a great place for her. Jay Dunn, to me, she's a veteran. But when the OGs was around, yes, she was here, but I don't think she was considered an OG. That's just my opinion. But she has the OG potential. But I think they know that. That's why they try to cancel her out because Jay Dunn is raw with it. I love Jay Dunn. I think she's hilarious. You can't take nothing from her. Even when she do things I don't like, I still don't hold nothing against her because I was like, okay, I know what you got going on. You taking advantage. But Jay Dunn, she'll tap you, but she doesn't try to harm you, you know, because Jay Dunn is from the OG. So if you play with her, she can get your channel up out of here. But she's not gonna do that maliciously. You have to really do too much.
Yeah, I know. She'll try to warn a person. I will give her that. Like, she'll try to warn you. She's like, hey, this ain't what you want. Leave me be. Leave me be. And they don't listen. And she done told them like 50, 11,000 times. Or they'll
No,
message
I've
her
been in despair.
first.
I done told Jay Dunn, fuck you. I said, Jay Dunn, I had got a warning. I said, Jay Dunn, I won. And Jay Dunn tapped me for 7 days. And I'm like, bitch, I still was talking my shit. But I know how to come at her from a veteran subby standpoint. Bitch, you're wrong. Cause I ain't do all of this and that to you. And Jay Dunn has to acknowledge that. But one thing we got with these 2.0s, it doesn't matter your real history. They do anything for clout. And that's not the B sector.
Yeah, no, they try to do too much and they're they're not even roasting and gagging along with it. Like they used to do skits about each other that were funny as hell. I'm talking about like put on fake wigs, mess up your makeup all over your face, jump
Right,
on a
Miss Charlie,
stove.
can I tell you this? Remember Nicole, who had I'm gonna ask you a question. Who you think was better? Because at the one time, Nicole Tyler and Hottie, they should do video, even though they swear they was about to be celebrities. But ain't nobody seen these video shoots with the B sector. Who you think did better? I mean,
I think I'm gonna tell you this. I liked Nicole Tyler. And I'm gonna tell you, I still to this day kiss my ass Brianna. It's still a song that's in my head. To this day.
well, you know
And
what? I'm about to come
even
back
the
you. Where,
frequency.
bitch? Where,
Where,
bitch?
bitch? Where? They used to make up them songs. They used to kill me with that. Like there was beef sector songs. There was like people still to this day
Yeah,
use
and
some of
don't
the.
forget we used to well, and in the real B sector they didn't be so anal because remember Nicole Tyler's son was her love interest in the video. We did a little roasted gag, but it wasn't that serious. But her son was her love interest. And then we had Hottie Five with the original fake AI planes. Like it was a lot, but it was funny, you know, and it was ours, you know. So even if we wasn't beefing, we could think of even if we would beef, it wasn't a panel, we could create. Like I said, it's not a lot of y'all that will last. That's why these 2.0s, they have not elevated the sector. And I guess that's my main problem. You have not elevated. Like these people were doing things before AI came into place and we loved it.
Oh man, you remember when the TSCC Mess Express for Halloween did that thing where they were pretending to be other content creators
Yes,
and they had
that
different people?
was the
That shit was
initial
funny.
Halloween contest. I swear to God. And the Message Express, it was, and you know what else was good about the Message Express? That's where everybody could chat. That's why You know how they say, like, BS reminded me of drug dealers at that time. Everybody could chat on the Mess Express, no matter how. Nobody could be blocked. It did.
Oh,
When she said
child.
check the one.
Trying to
No, I'm
moderate
telling
that chat,
you.
you know, there'd be like, what, 1,000, 2,000 people in that bitch, and it'd be rolling. I'm talking about
Yeah, and
rolling.
they did still Grand Central Station, but they did it better and they didn't hide it. Like, yeah, we took your shit, but we did it better. These people act like we ain't stealing your ideas and they don't even do nothing with it. Like, you don't even know my initial plan. You just heard me talking about it. You ain't did shit with it. But yeah, VS took over Grand Central Station and I supported it. And I'm from New York City. So I supported that.
I love what Keith just said. All of my comments bring the
I
trolls to the
loved it.
yard. I love that, Keith. I love y'all saying all my comments bring all the trolls to the yard. We could heal them, but we'd have to charge. I don't know why, but I sung the song in my head. I just want you to know that. But
Yeah, and that's
yeah,
how poor Miss Bless got acknowledged it well because BS used to go in on her wigs like you couldn't do nothing. Like you never knew what BS was gonna say. Like she was like the willing villain. Like she didn't give a fuck. The only difference was you could chat that. You could chat in there and not
well,
risk being
you
blocked.
could chat in her regular chat unless see we didn't have members only back in those days.
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly. I said that too. She used to have a control I've never seen in my life. Like there was only my members could talk. And I don't care how popular you was, how much money you spent.
she'd tell you go
If
back to them
you
clouds.
wasn't a part of even within TSCC, it's like she had a group within the group. And that used to be the thing. Like we was waiting to see who gonna get blocked today. Who's not within the circle. You know what I'm saying? Because it was I don't know how to explain, but it was TSCC, but then it was the moderated thing, and then it was TSCC. So she would make these rules. I guess if you was late, you didn't know, or whatever the fuck it was going on. But that shit used to be it made her hate it, but it made her hilarious to me. Because they was doing the same thing, but just not more organized. Like she was, I guess, more organized with it because she did warn you, but it was funny. And
Oh,
we used
when
to
I
look
first
forward to
became
that shit.
before I became TSCC, when I first dropped down, like a couple times I dropped down, and it was TSCC days only. Oh, I was told, Charlie, get back in the clouds, baby. It's the TSCC day. Okay, I love y'all. Pop back in the clouds. I wouldn't say another thing in that chat because if you said another thing, I don't care if you were saying hey to somebody, you were blocked.
You were blocked. For real, for real. Like and then you had to pay her to unblock you. And sometimes she would make you come on live and beg to be unblocked, even though you was gonna pay anyway. It was weird to me. I had never seen that. That's why it made me initially like I'm like, I had never seen nothing like this in my life. I ain't never seen nobody but do this. Like it was weird to me, but it worked. Like they allowed it. Like just like I was in the multi sector the other day, and they was talking about pulling up with Papa. I'm like, no. But there's an uppity stay in a woman place. I'm gonna stay in a woman place, but I'm gonna still speak my mind. Then I'm gonna get down, and then it wasn't no problem. Even the people that was hating on me in the chat. That's what I say. You just gotta go sometime outside of it, but you also gotta respect people's rules and boundaries. Because if they give you a warning, you don't listen. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's why
That's why.
I never got blocked from VS's ever. Because when I was told it was TSCC day, I wouldn't even drop down to say hey. But then I became TSCC. Then I became a moderator. You know what I'm saying? Which was different, and I had to be the one that enforced that rule. Do you know how many people hated me because I had to enforce rules? I'm like, bruh, it ain't even me. I'm just doing what I'm told. Shit.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was saying. You worked hard, and you was a white woman enforcing rules. Oh, and VS know that was like, especially back then, it was really black Afrocentric. So it was like you had to work hard to get to the place you at. So people should respect you. I
Well,
agree.
I'm gonna tell you this, like VS took up for me once when people were trying to spin that narrative about me. She said, She said, do you think for 1 minute I would be cool with Charlie if she was a racist? I would have cussed her. I'd done cussed her ass out. She's like, y'all don't think that would have done been a thing? Because VS didn't put up a shit. She liked different people, but if you was something like that, oh no, you gonna get it worse from her than you would a stranger. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
sometimes people was gonna accuse VS of like being white identified, but she never showed it with her mods. That's why I said you would be great because she would be like she would mostly talk about what she lived at. Like I live around the white people, remember? I live
Oh
around.
yeah, she killed me with that
So people
shit.
did not like that. They was like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why I felt like you got heat from that because I don't know if they thought you lived in her area or whatever the case may be. But yeah, but just from being her mom, you could be black or white. People act like they didn't know I existed until VS came around. I'm telling you, these people are weird around VS, but VS created a whole lot of chaos. And that was her point, to create chaos and a forever acknowledgement. She did that because there's some people that will sit there and act like they ain't know me until I've been to VS. I'm like, wait a minute, I wasn't even a part of TSCC. I was there, but I wasn't a part of it, because I didn't drop down because like it wasn't just VS. It was well, VS had the whole thing with the TSCC mods only, and TSCC you only drop down for that. She was the only person doing that at that particular time, but every single person had like you in this chat, don't come in my chat. And I experienced
Mhm.
that because I was a part of Wally's chat, and mostly everybody hated his ass.
Oh no, I trust me. I've had to block people on site. There were some people that were, as soon as they were to step in the chat, just one little peeky toe is all they had to step, and they didn't have to do nothing but say a hi. We were to hit them. You know what I'm saying? And I've been also hit that way. Like Miss Tracy Child, she had me blocked from way back in the day till she got her new channels, because of her war with VS.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Shout
got
out to
blocked. I got
Nyla.
blocked. I've gotten blocked from quite a few chats because of that. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing. She said, well, they don't hit you, child. I even had to tell mother that. I was like, I
Yeah,
blocked and I
mother
didn't
to
do
this
anything.
day.
But he
Mother to this
unblocked
day.
me.
No, I'm still blocked on his main page, not his backup. And his mother, I'm not gonna talk too much, mother, but he always told me, "Oh, you need to shut up before I block you on my backup page." But yeah, mother has me blocked from years ago because I was just Wally, and that's how I used to be in those days. That's what I'm saying. I could tell y'all not OB sector, and y'all dealing with a new thing because a lot of these people y'all allowing in there, they would never live. That's why they wasn't here. That's why they wasn't here. There was a lot of gatekeeping, and initially I didn't like it, but now that I see what y'all got going on, I wish everybody come gatekeep again. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't
Do
care
you
who do it.
remember
Somebody got to do it.
do you remember when that old girl tried to come from an outside sector, and everybody had beef with Tracy at the time? They considered Tracy the troll of the sector because she would troll everybody. Child, nobody was off limits, right? And there was this girl that tried. I forgot her name. I can't remember it for some reason, but she tried to come in from an outside sector and tried to jump Tracy. And every one of the beef sector CCs, even if they had beef, I know VS
Right.
went at her.
They don't want that no more. They encourage it. And where is the German lady? Hopefully
Oh,
she's still among the land.
she's over there doing some drama sector stuff now.
Oh, I didn't.
Um,
Okay, good. I was wondering what happened to her. She never came back.
well, I'll tell you this. I ran across some people because I'm running in different circles now. So I ran across some people who actually have beef with the German lady. I was like, when they said the German lady, I said, wait a minute, hold on. Is it this German lady right here? Because I'm still subscribed to her from Beef Sector days from years ago. And they go, yeah. I was like, oh shit, I knew her years ago. I don't know what she's doing now, but I knew her way, 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 way back in the day when she used to be in the beef sector. You know what I'm saying?
She's still around, bigger heads. Because remember, I didn't. Oh well, German lady. I like the fact that she didn't back down. But her and Bless Watkins, they used to be my favorite battles. That's what made me fall in love with Bless Watkins was because a lot of people didn't trust Bless Watkins as Wally's mod. But I did because I was raised by a grandmother. I guess I had that bias in me, so I was like, we're gonna give Bless Watkins a chance. And then based on what was going on, that's why I could see why people want to put Bless Watkins up, but Bless Watkins came from what you call it, VS. And then she
She
just
came
went
from
on to do her own
Wally.
thing. Yeah.
She was a
No, she didn't come from
moderator.
Wally. She came from VS. She started with VS, but she came from Wally because
What?
when Wally kicked TSCC out his chat as moderators and subscribers, Bless Watkins was the only one that stayed. You know what I'm saying? He used to call her Miss Beverly, the bag. Now, Miss Rose Bennett, she was the bag for a lot of people, but we know what that came with. But Bless Watkins and Miss Beverly, who she's still coming around, like it's like yes, but yeah, I love me some Bless Watkins. I did, but she eventually left.
Yeah, no. A lot of people like Bless did start with Wiley. She was his moderator, like one of his A1 day ones. I am not joking with you. She came over to TSCC because of Wiley. And that's why they still stayed strong after the fact because she kept it separate or tried to at very least. Um, uh,
No, Miss Charlie, I'm not lying to you. I don't know if you got access because I don't do, but ask BS. Bless Watkins started off at BS. She did not start with Wally. BS came over to Wally, and Wally took some of her moderators on. So
as
he
far as I
definitely
know,
came.
Wiley is still doing lives, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, not
Uh,
B second live. He been stopped that. He came back a little time, but which I told you
Miss
he was gonna
Heidi,
do.
Miss Heidi actually
Heidi
knows
Pride
quite a
and
few
BS
people.
was the
Oh
funniest
no, I'm talking
duo.
about Heidi Black in my chat. She's a mod for me.
Oh,
She actually knows quite a few different people. Yeah, I know Treesus. I know Treesus from the Black Tea sector. Yes, I do. I know Treesus because VS was over there chilling with her for a while. And I know quite a few people. In fact, one of my moderators before you started coming over here, Miss Heidi, was from the Black Tea sector. Her name was Pretty Big Woman Quay, but she has since passed away. But she still has her mod stick.
and
Always.
that's another thing. And don't never think like because when Wally started, because Wally was my introduction to the B sector. That's the only reason why I know that Bless came from BS. But Wally was my introduction. He started off with Justin J, way before Justin J got famous. Justin he got a lot of famous things. But I won't say unfortunately, but um Wally just needs more, in my opinion, more support, maybe professionally because of his condition. But yeah, while like I told you,
Oh,
Wally has a
Treesus is still
talent.
doing lives. Treesus is still doing lives, Miss Heidi. They be getting in some mess, child. I try to stay around from that way sometimes because they be getting hardcore. Like we, I'm gonna say this, ups. We think we in the beef sector, bad. If you go over to some of these other sectors, they be worse than us. We be thinking we bad. I'm like, I'm gonna go home. But
Yeah,
maybe it's because I
I
feel
heard.
comfortable over here. You know,
Yeah, I, they said that Jesus was in some type of B sector live. I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't know. But they said that they be going wild over there. But to be honest,
ooh, child.
Wally is the first person that came outside of the B sector that actually made it. But because of his bipolar disorder, he couldn't keep it up. But he actually was successful at it at one point. That's why I said he abandoned the B sector because I used to subscribe to his Patreon way before we had like memberships and anything like that. It was a Patreon. So I said, because he said, I'm not going to do no more B sector on live, but I'll do it on my Patreon. So that's only, and I used to really watch it for that. But yeah, eventually he just stopped doing it completely, and he went on to celebrity status. And y'all see, he still keep mentioning his name. So in my opinion, beef sector is like New York City. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna say this because of the beef sector. There's a lot of things I know how to deal with going into these other sectors. I'm like, this is child's play. You know what I'm saying? Like even when they roasting and gagging each other, even when they read each
Right,
other filth,
right,
I'm like, this is child's play. Y'all don't
right.
need to know.
I ain't got to get ready because I'm staying ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that doesn't say I don't know how y'all think I'll mess with Charlie. And that's another thing. You'd be surprised. The most people that look at Queen Tracy. You see how her voice is. You would think she's the most kindest person in the world, and she is. But don't get her
Until you
fucked
can,
up. She gonna curse
yeah.
her out.
Don't fuck with her too much because I was trying to tell somebody in the chat that one day. This was when she was on her chill mode and she was just worried about coochication and and stuff like that. I said, please don't, just don't leave her be. Leave her be. She's in her chill section right now. We don't want the old Tracy to come out. We don't want her to go to doxing your whole family, your children, your great grandchildren, and so on
Right.
and so forth. Please leave her be. She is not one to be messed with.
And that cussing voice. And that cussing voice. Now, Kiki, she's Queen Tracy be sounding so professional. Hey, babe, how are you? Okay. And then when she get the cursing out, like, oh, wait a minute, I want, yeah, you never know. And the B sector, and then on top of that, people come into the B sector because of sometimes, especially now, I'm not gonna say the OG sector days, but in these 2.0 days, they so focused on the 2.0 content creators, they don't recognize who's in the chat sometimes, and they often get embarrassed, and then want to blame it on everybody else. Like, yeah, it's so many people in the B sector with money. That's why so many people are drawn to the B sector because they hungry belly. But the real OGs, like, it's a way to do things. The 2.0 don't do it like that. Because even BS, she showed you. Like, if you're on public assistance, remember VS used to have a whole troop. You're gonna collect this, you're gonna collect that, and I'm gonna collect gifts. She had a whole thing. She showed you how to do it. You just have to listen. But like these 2.0s, you guys, like, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. And these CCs was the ones that was giving I'm not the CC. These subbies was giving the CCs the information. You never know who's sitting in nobody's chat. And if you're in the B sector and you really know B sector history, you never know who's sitting in somebody's chat. Just shut up. You never know who they like.
We already know, don't we? Ups, we've seen it. Like these subbies will
Yeah.
bring information back and forth. That's they
They
call
the
them the
main
bone carriers.
ones.
The
They the
bone
main
carriers,
ones.
baby.
They the main ones. And it just depends on the CC that they giving information to. Now, sometimes they would expose you, sometimes they won't. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how they feel about you. But yeah, y'all gotta be quiet. And that's why they come up to the like that maintenance man got a shock to his life. He didn't even have to do all that. He could have just had his picture up there. You don't know who these people be working for in this sector. And I'm not saying working for as far as CCs, I'm talking about in their real job life. And if they got a CC that they can trust and know their identity is never going to be revealed, you're going to get fucked up. Leave it alone. Just shut up and let somebody bothering you.
I've been trying to tell some of the like the younger CCs or the new people in chats that don't be knowing stuff. You keep opening your mouth and somebody, I'm not saying it's gonna be me, because it ain't gonna be me, but somebody fits and play with you and you're not gonna like what's fixing to come from this situation. And I'm gonna be like Bennett, and I ain't gonna be in it.
Right. And that's one thing Miss Charlie has successfully done. And she needs to do another class on that, child, because I get reactionary. But one thing Uppity ain't never been caught up in, and that's why I will always be in a legal right. You know what I'm saying? I don't take nothing online, and I don't give a fuck about your feelings because I come from the old B sector. You cannot bother me with your goddamn words at all, and I'm gonna roast you down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing I got. You know what I'm saying? I can roast you down. I got connections, but I'm not trying to hit them up for that. I'm trying to hit them up when my college kids need connections. I'm not trying to hit them up about the B sector, you know?
Yeah, that's what
Uppity is a stay-at-home mom. I'm trying to hit my friends up for connections for my children, not for you bitches. But Uppity got a mouth on her. Trust and believe that.
Oh, but see, that's the thing. A lot of people asked me when they heard about this dude bothering me. They said, "Well, you didn't reach out to none of your connections. They don't know who you connected to." I said, "Yeah, but I'm not doing that for this. I took care of it myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I could take care of it myself. If it came to a point that I really needed to, go out to one of those connections or go, hey, this person, blah 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 blah, whatever. I would only do that
Right,
for a very serious situation,
right,
like
right,
not for
right.
not for
Because
some BS that I can take
right.
care of myself.
And let me tell you guys this, because your real connections, they're not gonna take you serious if you coming at them with this bullshit. Like, what kind of
Mhm.
mama or friend are you? Even if they don't want to look at you, what kind of mama are you, they're gonna look at what type of friend are you. Like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my friends, when I do bring my friends, Charlie, you're gonna see this. I'm not bringing my friends for this bullshit. But if you try them, they're gonna be well within their rights to handle how they feel like according to their job position. And I'm not gonna feel no sympathy. Y'all gotta stop playing with people.
And they never know who somebody's connected to. That's another thing. Like, just because you think you know something, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes here's the thing. I've said this too. Playing stupid games, you can win stupid prizes. Let's say somebody's watching in the chat and they just do not like what you're doing to other people. They can figure out where you at, what they want to do, and just come up punch the shit out of you on
Right.
GP.
And not only that's physical, but I'm talking about I know people that could destroy your life. Like I told y'all earlier, I did not introduce Nala to this platform. But when I put up those text messages about the girl that I literally helped her build a page, this is just the Black women sector though. So they're gonna feel some type of way. Just because these women prefer white men or non-black men, do you think they think like I think this sector doesn't even understand? Like I say, y'all lucky I don't even reach out to the Black women sector for this. But this girl, literally, I didn't ask them to do nothing. Only thing I did was provide receipts. I don't care about what Black women do. I want y'all to do what's best for y'all. I promise you, they got that whole girl IP ad disconnected. I had nothing to do with that. She introduced Nyla. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed of my kids, but it's just not wise to share your kids' images. But she put Nyla images in the first place. So that's how Nyla got on the internet. I ain't put none of my kids on the internet, including Nyla. She did. But y'all just don't know the black backstory because her IP address is done. I helped this girl get 2K in the chat. Only because I want her to stop crying to me on the phone, like about what Black men doing with their penises. I don't care, unless you mind.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna say this. There's people who have it out for you just because of whatever reason they want. It could be a jealousy. It could have been. There was no reason for that girl to share your child's picture. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew that was the only ammo she had against you. That was pretty much it. That's why people do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear my dog? She's snoring like a mofo over here. She out like a light, laid on my side. Yeah, she's snoring, y'all. But I've been seeing y'all's chat and listening and reading all y'all's chat out there. Y'all killing me with some of that. I'm over here laughing. Y'all doing some doing yeah, y'all I would say this. I agree with you on the fact of animals are better than humans any day of the week. I love my babies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Uppity disagrees with that. I think it's nothing like a newborn baby. Only thing, every time I see a newborn baby video, I thank God Nala's right here to knock me upside my head. I'm like,
You
we're about
know
to
they
be a
get
toddler
older.
in a minute. I'm about to be a toddler in a minute. Watch your mouth.
No, here's the thing. They so cute when they little, but they get older and they start talking back and they start doing things. They start throwing things. Yeah, no. See, they look cute when they
Yeah, 'cause
little,
I mean, literally knocked me upside my head. She done threw something at me or
and
something
you're like,
like that.
oh
Yeah.
no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Like, that's why even though I can't have any more children because of my situation that happened with my son when I was pregnant with him, and it gave me a liver condition, so I can't. I could be unalived by it or whatnot. But I look at them all the time too. Oh, they're so cute, you know. But then I'm
No,
thinking,
Charlie,
then
we gonna
comes
DM. We gonna DM. My kids love animals. When I tell you my kids love animals, they love them. And I don't know where they get it from. Me and their daddies are not animal lovers, but my kids love animals. They will hurt you about an animal. If they like my kids will they was like, "Where's Ginger?" Like our first pet. Where is Ginger? I'm like, okay, I gave him away. I gave him away because I only got the cat for y'all. That's when I was going through my ACS incident. But I gave him to a love. I gave Ginger to a loving guy. He loved cats. This has happened to be a guy. He just loved cats. He has a whole goddamn his apartment is dedicated to cats, and I had to show my kids proof and everything. They don't play about their animals. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said Nala is not going to get an animal until we move, and it most likely will be a cat. You know what I'm saying? So she can see it every day, and my other kids can. Because I was like, I didn't appreciate how they looked at me. Just because I'm not an animal lover doesn't mean I want harm to them. I just don't
no,
care
just
about
there's
animals
some
as I do
people.
people.
Well, there's
Yeah.
some people who love to love other people's animals, but they don't want the responsibility because that's a lot of responsibility. It's also a lot of financial responsibility, and some people don't want to take that on. So they're like, I'll love on your pet, and I love animals. I just don't want to have to deal with the bullshit. It's like some people love kids, but they don't want to have them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Now I get it. Yeah, because I know it's plenty. Like, I have a friend. People don't like, she's my age. She's 45, no kids. And she loves traveling. She'll spoil the hell out of your kids, a birthday, holiday times. But don't ever ask her to babysit. That's not an option. But yeah, but I get it. But my kids love, well, we were so confused. I'm talking about me and my kids. Like, when I tell you my kids are serious animal lovers, I was surprised my daughter didn't go into like, the animal field, like, as far as like, what do you call them, animal doctors? I thought she was gonna do that. When she said she wasn't, I was shocked. Yeah, veterinarian. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was like, you're not gonna be a veterinarian? And she's like, no. But yeah, I would take her to like my friend's house if they had like their dog chained to like a door. My daughter you would think she was about to be the next Malcolm X. She would go so hard they would unchain that. I'm like, but they live in an apartment. You live in a house. Don't you get that? But she didn't care. She went so hard, they unchained their dog from that door. I promise you.
Well, I am fixing to get off here in a minute. I want to thank you for coming up, Ups. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for being here today.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to get down and let you get your last word to the people. This has been such a good conversation. I forgot. You got a whole life. I'm going to get down. Sorry, Charlie. I'll see you guys later.
Girl. We were having a good conversation, child.
All right. Later, you guys.
But we're gonna, when we end here today, I have a redirect set up, so just stay seated in your seat until that little thing pops up and said go here now. We're gonna go up there to G2K's house. He's having an FBI Friday. It's make you learn something. We're gonna go up there and learn something, okay? Because we done been messy, child. We done been messy. Now we got to go learn something. You get what I mean? And I want to thank you all for being here today. I want to thank you to everybody who joined the memberships, Misbehaving, the Remix. I want to thank you, Justice for Harmony, for being a member for 6 months. And I think that's amazing. And Monday morning, Justice, we're going to talk more about that. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to send you. You ain't got to do nothing. You just sit right there in your little seat, and it'll throw you over there anyway as soon as it gets a chance to. So you ain't got to do nothing. You just sit there, and it's going to go, woo! And you're just going to be over there. All of a sudden, you're going to hear a new voice. All right? Well, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here today. Please wash your ass, wash your face, preferably not with the same rag. We don't need you walking around here with ass face. Please brush your teeth and floss. Flossing is very important. Get you a water pick. Don't be walking around here with halitosis breath. Please make sure to remember that cologne is not a replacement for deodorant. Please use the deo for the BO. Also, don't walk around this bitch with some brownie stains in your drawers. I'm just saying. Thank you, Ups. Go wash your ass, people. Love y'all. Huggies. Bye.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm breaking my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUPELO. I'm breaking my hood to the day that I go. From the TUPELO. I'm breaking my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down on 1800, watching out for them knuckleheads that be staying round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments from OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, saw blue, a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm breaking my